How y'all doing? This is Devin Mann, and we got Man Versus. And today's topic is going to be Man versus Black capitalism or Black's entrepreneurship. So I got two guests with me from two different very walks of life. I have my boy Eman. Introduce yourself.
What's going on, y'all? I'm Eman, also known as Eman the Creator, film director, creative director, just anything in the film arts, you know.
All right. Then I got my boy Trev.
What's going on, man? Trevor, I'm a home entertainment specialist. You know, I had to deal with home theater and security and all that kind of stuff. So there you go.
All right. So I got two very special guests with me. And the reason why I included them is because they come from two different walks of life that I feel like a lot of people don't realize exist, or a lot of people use to push their views and say, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, capitalism is bad, like we shouldn't do this, like entrepreneurs, blah, 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 like millionaires, billionaires, all that stuff. And so to me, it's kind of an annoying topic, but it's something that I really want to talk on for the Black community, because I think Black people are capitalists. I think like we've been capitalists since slavery, like after slavery, like even in Nigeria, like hustling out in the streets, selling food, selling whatever. I'm for real.
We do what we have to do. We do what we have to do.
We literally don't have a choice but to be capitalists.
Yeah, and it drives me crazy when I see, not only when I see it, but hear it in real life with Black people be like, capitalism is evil and bad. And I'm like, bro, what is wrong with y'all? Like,
everybody thinks capitalism is bad until you
until you're in it.
Yeah, until you are a capitalist.
Yeah, so I wanted to include these men because my boy Trev, you know, he's from the South like me. He grew up kind of, you know, in a different way, and we're going to touch on that. And my boy Eman, he's Nigerian, so, you know, like they got their own problems and their own issues and things like that. Okay. So we're going to talk about a lot of that stuff. So I want you boys to introduce like your business, what y'all do, how you're going to expand on that, and then we're just going to go into like debates and different, you know, topics and things like that. So Eman, you go first, then Trev, you go into it.
For sure. I am an owner of the Neighborhood Rejects, part owner with my boys Tommy, Daka, and Brian.
Shout out.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
quick little shout out. What we do is we're a production company specializing in music videos, commercials, films. And we trying to be the next big thing in the city. Feel me?
Yeah, I actually supported y'all even before I was doing photography, because I know me and you talked about it a few times. Like, y'all boys have done a lot of, like, y'all have been busy.
Y'all be rocking with K-Camp and all that.
Yeah, y'all with the baby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, Mr. The Baby.
Yo, listen, real quick. I'll never forget the day me and the Neighborhood Rejects, we walked into this mansion that we were in for the baby shoot. We were PAs on set for Real Goats. They were shooting the babies. No, it was actually Sunflower Vegas's video.
Yeah.
But I had walked in. I think I was helping out Spicy. That's the producer with Real Goats. And I had walked in. I went downstairs to go get something for him. First person I saw, I was like, wait, Trevor?
Yes,
Wait, you was there?
He was there. He was like, he was acting.
Oh, love to see it. Love to see it.
I didn't do a whole lot, bro. I was in there for like 0.2 seconds.
Stop, bro.
I didn't even know that.
I was in that thing for like 0.2 seconds.
Oh,
I'm tripping.
man.
I'll tell all my people.
Oh, man.
That's me.
That's dope.
Well,
I didn't.
Pause the video.
Yeah, because I remember you had like called me at like 6 a.m.
Oh, facts.
And I was like, damn, bro, I wish I could call out of work and just, but it was too short notice. I was like, but I was proud. I was happy. Like I was literally, I went to work and I was like, yeah, you know, I know some dudes that's on the set with baby, right? You know, nothing major, you know, slight flex. No, it's like, you joking, bro. I was like, bro, who joking? I was like, don't show them Instagrams and everything like that. And I was so excited for y'all, bro. And y'all's business has like been boom, bro. Y'all literally shooting a music video like every single week.
Bro, at least once or twice a week. We trying to get it, man. We trying to. I think one of the cool things that we started to understand, and I think it was shortly after me and you were talking before you jumped into photography, you know, full on.
Yeah.
Was networking. You know, trying to connect with people in the city and, you know, work with people who are coming up. And the more we did that, the more we talked to people, like the more they showed love back, and they were, you know, word of mouth, you know, spread. So
you know what's crazy? That's like, we're going to get to my business in a minute, but
for sure,
that's definitely how my business has become what it is.
Oh, yeah.
I get so much more, I heard about you through so-and-so, or I heard about you through this, or, you know, through this person or that person.
Literally.
Yeah.
Instead of, oh, I found your ad on Instagram.
Like that's
I'm
how,
spending
yeah.
crazy money on Instagram ads, but really,
But it feels better when somebody says,
man,
"I know."
when somebody says it feels like my Instagram ad is paying off. When somebody says, I saw your ad on Instagram, but it warms my heart when somebody says, "Oh, you were referred by so and so."
Bro, I love getting that DM or that email saying, "Hey, you shot so and so. Can you do X for me?"
Right.
And I'd be like, Yes,
I can. Yes, I can. And I would do it just as good as I did there. I promise.
I try to do it even better.
Right.
And
bro,
I think that's I personally like it a lot. Like when that happens to me, because I mainly do events and I kind of do like graduation portraits. Like I'm not really into a lot of other genres of photography, but like when I do events, I literally try to get I'm like, yep, here you go.
That's how you do it.
And I get the person that's throwing the event. I'm like, can I get everyone's Instagram? And I'll try to get every person that's like modeling or who's a clothing designer. And literally I've gotten books off of that, just me tagging them and be like, oh my God, you shot this? Like, can I get this picture? Yeah. And I'll tag you and everything. And they'll tag me. And then like events, there's usually like 50, like 50 or 60 models or whatever. Right. And that's everyone.
Right.
So 60 people you shooting, you getting like 2 to 3 edits or whatever. Man, business is good. Like I was literally shooting an event every single weekend up until COVID.
Yeah,
right.
Like this COVID thing is nuts. Dog.
It's killed business.
It's slowing me down.
But hey, you get into your business, Trev. Like what's up, man?
Oh, okay. So Campbell Custom Creations. That's my last name is Campbell. It's 3C's LLC.
You a LLC?
Oh, yeah, I'm an LLC.
Oh man, them tax benefits. Oh
man, see, that's why I can tweet about it because I know about
that too. That too.
That's what's up.
I use it.
So after you do this, educate the people, okay? So tell me about your business.
So I install TVs. I mount TVs, security cameras, install alarm systems, surround sound systems, projectors, kitchen sinks, bathroom floors, shower faucets, you name it, I do it.
Man, I gotta get you to do my house, bro.
I ain't gonna cap. I might gotta get you to do some TVs for me, bro.
Facts.
Hey, look,
I got a TV sitting on legs right now, man.
Support black businesses, man. Come on.
Yeah, man, I'm actually in the process of like renovating my bathroom now. Like I'm trying to expand.
Sheesh.
The idea initially was to just, it was TVs. And obviously this wasn't something I plan on doing for the rest of my life. I don't feel like, mounting TVs for the rest of my life.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be bigger than that. I want to be better than that. I want to go full electrical contractor, full general contractor.
Yeah, that's what's up.
The house that I'm in now, I decided, this is my practice run. So I'm going to go through and start tearing stuff up and then, remodel it and fixing it and learn it.
That's the best way to do it. And I think, didn't you recently tweet like a few months ago that you were able to hire your first employee?
Yeah,
bro, I remember that.
I was lit.
That.
I don't know niggas. I don't know if people saw me on Twitter, but I was like, yo, man, this man is spitting right now, bro.
Dope, bro. It's a good feeling, man, because I figured you don't get to where you want to go unless you start.
Yeah.
Bro, hey, say that one more time, please.
Facts.
You don't get to where you want to go unless you start.
Oh.
So, I was like, dang, dude, I really want this bit. Like, I've been talking about it for months. So when I first started the business, Jazz, my girlfriend, she told me, she said, I instantly was like, dang, I want to hire employees. That's my problem in life is that I'm fast. Like, I want it right now. And she was like, you need to wait at least a year before you can see the ebbs and flows of it. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, man, what are you talking about? Like, how crazy could it really get? But I needed it.
Yeah.
I needed that downtime because there's so much stuff. Like, how can I have an employee underneath me that I train to do a job and then there's something I've never seen before?
Okay.
So she slowed me down, sat me down, and said, hey, you need to wait. So, and then I saw the seasons of the business too. I peaked during move-in season, obviously. And then it kind of just slows down for me. And then it peaks back up and then it slows down. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of seasonal.
I needed to see that because how can I hire someone and not know that that's coming and not be prepared for it?
That's true. That's true.
I still got to pay you X amount of dollars.
Facts.
Yeah,
and I kind of had that issue when I first started doing photography too, because like I had to realize that like good equipment doesn't make you a good photographer.
Absolutely.
Oh man, I had to learn that the hard way.
I had to learn that.
I learned that the hard way. Boy. And I'm not even a photographer.
Yeah, like, and it was really you, Eman, and Tommy that really kind of put like things realistically in my mind. Because I would be like, and I had to stop comparing myself to other people. Because like I would literally like take pictures. It would get some love on Instagram or whatever. But I was like, dang, what my clients said. I was like, what am I doing? I was like, man, I was frustrated. And I had to realize, I was like, I'm only a month in, I'm tripping.
Yeah.
And then like out of nowhere. Like, you know, you put it in work, you see the highs and the lows and like the dry spells and like when business is booming and you like, dang, okay, like this is when I need to market more. This is when I need to market less. Like Eman, you was giving me some pointers. You was like, you're one of the reasons why I actually launched my website, like during COVID. No, because you said, it's like now is the time to actually like work on your craft even more because you need to be doing something. Like you need to be doing something. Right. And I was like, dang, you right.
Because if you don't use it, you lose it.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
So literally launched my website and like, I felt so good. And like and the way it's set up on Squarespace is like you can see how many people view your website.
Man, it's a tangible thing,
bro.
too.
And it feels good because like you buy the domain and you see how many people have viewed what page, what they went to.
Yeah, drop your website real quick.
magnificentdesign.com. So
say that one more time. It's yours, bro.
Magnificentdesign.com.
Get your boy Campbell Custom Creations.
Yes, bro. And like
Amen.
I'm one of the people that I want to support black businesses.
Absolutely.
But I don't feel like black people know how to run a business in general. And I feel like we are just so defeated on even doing business, period.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't want to bring it, but I'm going to bring it up. Snell going to be mad at me. But I had tweeted one day about how to make a tax business. And I had got this information from a dude that did taxes at ADP. And he was real smart. And he was like, you can do, and I wasn't going super detailed, like, and it wasn't no specific thing. But I was like, this is general. Like, you can just do this, do some W-2s. Because I know the lady that does my W-2, she that's all she does is W-2s. Like, that's all she does. And she's making 6 figures a year.
I was about to say, on Instagram, there's this guy, Prince Donnell.
The light skin dude, right?
Right. He calls himself the pastor of business. He got his wife, Dana Chanel. Yeah. And both of them, like, they work together on Donnell's business, Jumpin' Jack Tax. Yeah. And Donnell never.
I feel like I've seen that before.
Yeah, he never.
He's the light skinned dude with the
eyes. You got the beard with the eyes.
With the eyes and the beard.
I feel like I've seen Jumpin' Jack Tax before.
I think it's Prince Donnell, on Instagram, but he didn't go to school to learn any of this.
You don't need
and
school.
That's why, so like when we were talking in the chat about the whole tax thing, like in my mind, I was like, I didn't want to argue that day, but I was just like, yeah, you can. You don't have to go to school.
Like, you don't have to do none of that.
He didn't,
stuff.
And he's a millionaire. Him and his wife, they're millionaires.
And people were like,
Donnell and Dana?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So the thing is like a lot of people, and just to piggyback off what you said, a lot of people, especially black people, feel defeated because we always start from the negative side and we don't start from the positive side.
To be more optimistic,
bro. I like.
We have.
I didn't understand why people was like getting upset at me throwing a business. I was like,
it's just an idea.
Isn't this what y'all preach every single day?
Those are the main people that don't believe you can go beyond your circumstances.
True.
That's so annoying, bro.
True.
You know how many people are naysayers? You know how many people are like, yeah, you can't do that. That's not going to work.
And it's not even just about business, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are naysayers about so many different things. And it starts from I think it's like anything that's progressive, like even just like things like going to college. Like, a lot of black people are like, man, you don't need college, man. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that.
We are our biggest haters.
Bro, what?
Oh, easily. What? We're the biggest haters.
We are our biggest haters.
Like,
we are.
Like, I purposely don't tell people that I do certain things off because I know initially you're going to be kind of negative about it. Right. And then, but once I do it and it's dope, you're going to be like, oh, that's dope. Like, that's so cool. Like, when I took 7 classes, I didn't tell a soul.
That's tough, bro.
Yeah, I didn't tell a soul. And I still graduated.
Are you talking about your final semester?
Yeah. My final semester.
So, funny thing, I also took 7, but I told everybody.
You told everybody? Bro, you're wild.
Everybody was telling me I was crazy for it, bro.
See, I didn't need that.
And I took 4 over the summer before the fall, too. So I was just fully loading so I can get out.
See, I didn't need that negativity in my life. Like, because I already knew, like, realistically, I knew 7 classes with the capstone is going to be hard. So I was like, dang, let me just buckle down, make a schedule, and not tell no. I didn't even tell my mom. Like, when I graduated, I told her, she was like, what's wrong with you? I was like, I graduated. You need to relax before you get upset. Your blood pressure rising right now. But, and to touch on what you were saying, Trev, like, I really do feel like we're so negative, like a bunch of naysayers. Like, why do you think like we're so like like why is that a
honest
thing?
Opinion?
What's up?
Slave mentality.
Sheesh.
You think we still trapped?
Absolutely.
Sheesh.
110%.
Touch on it.
It's kind of like our entire existence in America, we've been divided. It's always been one man for himself.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
They went and got us off our mother continent and brought us over here.
And you think that just messed up?
And from day one, we was on the boat, and you start to realize on the boat, like, damn, like, dude, I gotta live. So you gonna do what you gotta do to survive. Then you get here, and then you separated from your family, and then you're forced on this plantation where if you don't perform, you get whipped, right?
Yeah.
So then you try to outperform the next nigga.
Yeah.
And then the next nigga. So now you've got this competition, and it's just been brought up ever since. Whereas the white man, they collectively got on the boat and went and got us. Collectively came back. Collectively slave traded us.
Okay.
They've always had this collective. We bring each other together. We bring each other up with us. Whereas we've been we crabs in the barrel.
That's facts. That's why I like Eman's business with Neighborhood Rejects, because you look at him, like, it's literally him and his squad.
Yeah.
Like
4K
4K
young black men.
Yeah, like 4K doctor. Like literally, and the crazy part is like they all specialize in something a little bit different that makes the whole thing total.
Neighborhood Rejects is dope.
People, man, much love, man. I appreciate it, bro. People don't understand the true beauty of teamwork, especially like just I think in any business, honestly, because you're all what's the word I'm looking for? You're always trying to figure out ways to win. So it's like, why not help other people with, you know what I'm saying, who have weaknesses, and, you know, why not let other people help you with your weaknesses? So
that's the thing too. Like, I try to me personally, I like when I look at YouTube videos on photography, I try to find like only black photographers because like there's a bunch of white photographers out there. You know
Obviously,
what I'm saying? And they're not gonna know how to edit and shoot black people, colorful skin colors. You feel me? Like the darkest they might shoot is like a Latina girl or something like that, right?
For the most part, that's their audience.
And so I try to find, like, there's a dude named on YouTube. He's a Nigerian dude named Prince Mason. I literally watch. Do you know Prince Mason? Probably not. Okay, whatever. Like, I try to watch.
He is a celebrity though.
A lot of
Eman is indeed a celebrity.
Eman is a celebrity. I try to watch like all even when I get business advice, like I'll try to only get business advice from like other black capitalists, because like, you know exactly how to finesse or how to do this or how to work with other people, or you know the loops and the holes and everything.
Is it even that, or is it they just know how to spit it to you in a way that it warms you and it works for you?
It could be both.
I feel like it's a good thing and it's also a bad thing too at the same time, because sometimes, you know what I'm saying, like you said, like we're our own biggest haters.
That's true.
A lot of people do want to see our downfalls, bro. And
we are
it's
biggest haters.
Mama told me from day one, keep your moves to yourself. She's always said that.
Do y'all remember the Kevin Hart thing?
What's that?
With the tweets that from like, it was like a year ago. They found some tweets about him saying some quote unquote homophobic stuff.
Oh yeah,
because Dave Chappelle was like, Kevin Hart was like 4 tweets away from being perfect or something like that.
Like that's so insane. And I don't think a lot of people realize what Dave Chappelle was saying when he was like, the worst people to like appeal to was like y'all, and the crowd laughed. I didn't laugh, and I was like, dang, that's facts. Like, you can't say anything
black folk.
Because if you do one thing, like Jay-Z got people out of jail during the riots in Ferguson.
Bruh.
They talking about he's a traitor to the race because he did a partner with the NFL. I was like, y'all are preaching to be like in positions of power.
But that's also a problem with the whole groupthink mentality too, because it's like
if a lot one says it, then it sticks.
Right, and it's like what we see, we don't see the bigger picture. You know, we weren't in the boardroom with Jay-Z, so
we don't know
how do we fully know like what the terms of like these deals are about to be? You know, so for us, it's like we always assume without getting the full facts, and that's probably one of the biggest struggles of like cancel culture within like
I hate cancel culture.
I hate it.
But it makes it so hard to support other people without fully understanding the fact that people are human and we do grow, we change.
People mess up. Like, I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago.
Man, I'm not the same person I was yesterday.
I looked at some of my tweets from like 8 years ago, bro.
Man, I've been on Twitter for 10 years, bro.
Good Lord, bro.
Yes, same.
You might need to delete it and restart.
I started my freshman year of high school with Twitter, and here I am 10 years later, which is crazy.
Completely different.
And I'm a totally different person.
And I think it's crazy, like how, and then the thing about the Kevin Hart tweets is, like, he literally said it as a joke. Like, it's comedy. Comedy is meant to be offensive.
It's supposed to be offensive.
There's a little truth in every joke. Yeah. So if it stings you, it's because that was the point.
Because it was the point.
Yeah, that was the point.
like jokes are funny when we're talking about white people in school shooting, but jokes aren't funny when we say like something that we don't want to talk on is like it's a phobic or it's an ism or something like that.
I
no
said that.
funny.
I said you. I tweeted something not too long ago, and I was like, "You're one step away from being some type of ism."
Yeah, you literally are. And I think like black people, like when it comes to that stuff, like we're just so slave mentality. Like we're just so regressed, and like if you do this one thing, it's wrong, and now we can't do this, and cancel culture. And I just dislike it altogether.
Do y'all feel like that is one of the big reasons why we hold back so much when it comes to like starting businesses and stuff like that?
For sure, because we're fearful.
Yeah.
We're scared of what other people are going to think of us.
No one wants to start anything and they feel like they're going to fail at it. Like it drives me crazy when I hear it. Like, why would you do that? Like, what do you mean? Why? Do you not want us to? Like, do you not want us to be in positions of power? Like, do you not want black?
Bro,
it's
a struggle.
I think it's dope that we have black billionaires and black millionaires.
Absolutely,
but it's
me
such
something
a
to strive
small
for.
percentage, bro. And it's like we always look at each other as like, man, hey, it would be nice to have it, but it's like it's so hard for us to believe in ourselves and be like, you know, we can make this type of money. We can like achieve the 1%. You know, and
you can easily be in the 1%.
Yeah,
like I think not easily, but I think the black market is one of the most profitable markets in the world.
No. It is most profitable.
It
market.
is. Think
the
about
problem with black people, we spend the most. We fund
everything but black people.
We build everybody but black people. Think back to what you said when you talk about starting a business as a photographer. Most people look at you. They look at you with a side eye. That's not going to work. That's not going to. A film creator. That's not going to work. That's not going to get you in there. But then we admire people like Real Goats who made it.
Yeah.
They are doing
and
this
Spicy
thing.
and Rico, they are not black.
Dude, but but that's what
they
I'm
shooting
saying.
the fire stuff, you know what I'm saying?
You start at the bottom. I don't give. Spicy and Rico started low end. They struggled too. At some point, they struggled.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah,
sure.
facts.
But black people try to hold each other back. But we help uplift these other people.
Because it starts from the initial conversation. I think that's what the problem is. If it's, let's say all three of us were sitting down one day and I came to y'all like, you know, hey y'all, I want to start a shoe business. I want to resell shoes, right? Mm-hmm. Off rip, it's gonna be like, man, you know what I'm saying? I know,
why you doing that?
I know hella people that are doing it too. Like, you know what I'm saying? You about to be like 1 in a million, bro. Yep. And it
doesn't matter though.
But what it does is it attacks the ego. You
know what I used to tell people? I used to tell them Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's, they all do the same thing.
On the same block.
They sell you burgers and fries. Bro, you don't have to do anything different or new. Nope. You just have to do it your
You just got to do it. Like I tell people, I'm like, bro, go to Walmart, go to aisle 7, look at all the bread. You mean to tell me that there's literally 100 brands of bread?
There's 100
I'll make
brands
it
of
even
bread.
simpler. Something that you can control the taste of bread. Eggs. How many brands of eggs are there? Bro. Then you can't do anything different to an egg. The chicken pops it out and that's it.
But they're going to make their money regardless.
But they make their money and it's how many brands of egg.
Facts.
It's all the same thing.
It's not even that. Go to water. There's like literally 30 brands of water.
Yeah, but there's differences in water.
But time out though. There might be differences in water, but at the end of the day though, it's still water. It's still sure Dasani might be bad or Aquafina or whatever or PowerCore and all that stuff.
Yeah. It's still water.
Like Juicy J that invested in PowerCore?
I didn't even know he did that.
I don't know.
I wish. Oh man, that's a smart.
I'm pretty sure it was Juicy J. He invested in PowerCore before it was bought up by Coca-Cola. He made $300 million off of that buy. Now, if I told any other black person, "Hey, can you invest in my water company?" Yeah. You would look insane. Like, oh man, I'm gonna try to find the tweet later on. I'm gonna tag y'all in it. But he literally was like investing in PowerCore was one of the smartest things he ever did.
Bro, that's crazy.
$300 million. He is set for life. His children are set for life. His grandchildren.
Man, if you took that $300 million, even if you just lived off of $1 million a year,
bro,
and put the rest of it in a money market account or something that flips itself,
you would still have like 22 million.
The compounding interest enough will be enough to live off of.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's like you said, Dev. It's not too complicated to get into 1%. I think it's all about education, bro, and
you know what our problem
having the same mindset. Yeah.
Our problem is as black people is we try to spend too much.
Yeah,
we try to keep up with the Joneses too much.
I feel like it's that. But
no.
Like,
he's right. He's right.
I feel like there's more to it though, because I mean, yeah, we do spend a lot, but at the same time, it's like we spend on so much that's irrelevant to
that's
so
what I'm
what's
saying.
That's
needed
what I'm
to
saying.
build
Like,
the community. Yeah.
if you look at the average black person and how much they make,
yeah.
there's no reason why you should be spending that much money on things that don't that depreciate over time.
We get our tax return, and instead of putting that money into a savings account or buying stocks with it or investing in a rental property or something, we go buy the latest J's and the biggest TV we can
Okay,
afford.
so let me ask a question then. I feel like I want to shake the table a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead,
So-
man. Come on, man. What's up? Go ahead.
Now,
Knock it
question.
down. Knock it down.
Like you said, we don't invest in the right things, right?
Right.
But we're trying to support each other. So let's say your homeboy had a T-shirt line. Are you gonna buy that T-shirt? Or you gonna invest in
You can do both.
Why can't you do both?
You can do
but
both.
do you feel like having the T-shirt brand, is it helpful or hurtful to the community? Like, is it a
I can get what
necessity?
you're saying.
It de-
You know what I'm saying?
It depends on what you're doing with the brand.
Fair.
If your brand, like, so prime example, when I do photography, if you go on my page, my photography is literally to push different cultures around to different people.
Okay.
Because we live in a hub. We live in Atlanta. There's Africans, there's Caribbeans, there's
We have
Americans.
a little bit of everything.
We have a little bit of every flavor, everything in there. And if you go into my page, you can see I shoot American black women. I shoot people straight from Africa. I shoot first generation. I do Independence Day shoots for free. I'm doing that, bro.
This man
for
dad be everywhere.
I'm
bro.
saying
Everywhere.
I do it because I know the vision that I have for photography and to push
Yeah.
what I want out there. Because I'll admit it, I was very ignorant about different cultures in America. Because like I'm from the A, like you know what I'm saying. When you from your little place where you from, like all you think about is like I'm from the A.
where we at.
That's it.
all
Like
you
zone 1 through 6. If you're not from there, I ain't messing with you. Blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
Yeah.
And me dating an African girl, like straight from Africa, like I'm talking about like FOB type thing, right? Like it kind of opens your fresh off the boat.
Fresh off the
It kind of opens your eyes to different things, different cultures. So I was like, dang, I wish everyone could see it the way I see it. And then the crazy part is like they come here with the mentality of I gotta get it and I gotta make it.
You know, I remember I was younger and somebody brought it to my attention that a lot of times they come here and they do better than the people that were born here.
Facts, 100%. You can't tell me different.
I support that only because, I mean, I lived it. So my pops came here in the 80s, before my mom came over here with me. My mom was pregnant with me when she got over here. But during that time, my dad came here, went to school, started working, offered, got to get it. Because it's like you come here and it's just you. All of your family is thousands of miles away over
Facts.
water.
You know what I really think it go ahead. You know what I really think it is? Part of me thinks it's because we're allowed to grow up here. So we kind of lose the sense of the value of a dollar.
We don't, like, I feel,
So
okay, this one.
they grow up there and we're allowed to have access to some money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even our lower class people still have access to a little bit more money than some lower class people in other places. Hold on, let me get there.
Okay.
And then so we grow up with a system with credit and all that kind of stuff. Those people come to our country and they've already had the mature mindset. They didn't get the chance to mess up their credit and stuff like that. All we have to do is don't mess up to begin with. That's our problem.
So I feel like
we lose the value of a dollar.
it's a lot because when you first come here, the first things that are going through your mind is, right, I got to get it. But
Yeah.
it's like, who do you have to get it for? It's like from my family. So I'm sending money back home.
Right.
So you're working a job and all you're doing is saving money. That's literally the only things that you really understand is
Right.
how to work, how to save money, or how to work hard and how to save money. So I guess the foundations of like credit, debit, and all that, I would still say most people who are here already have that leg up versus people who come here and don't get it. So it's, I would say, I feel like it's more so of like the education system and like how we're brought up here, because we're not allowed to really know that. Like I wasn't really taught about taxes and all these other things coming through like high school, but eventually I started to like get around to like understanding about like watching certain YouTube videos, listening in on some conversations, and then I started asking more questions, and then that's how I started to know. But trying to come up and like thinking that like, okay, like I'm graduating high school, I think I'm ready for the world and all this other stuff, and you're hit with like a whole bunch of different things. I would say everybody starts off equal.
See, I think y'all both are kind of right. Like it's a give and take. I think Trev, I think you're right in the sense that Americans here, like black people here, our poor is better than their poor. Not saying like we're better people, but I'd rather be poor in America than be poor in a third in a different country.
Yeah, for sure.
Like in a developing country, like bro, you got people in the village who don't even wear shoes, like who wear the same clothes every single day over and over again. Like even like here in America, we have social safety nets. Like we got Medicare, we got Medicaid, we got Social Security, like we got food stamps.
We have systems in place where if you are trying to do the bare minimum,
you can
make it.
You can make something. You can get on food stamps. You can get Section 8 housing. You can pay rent for $5. You can pay. You know, it might not be the best housing, but you got a roof over your head. You got a bed. Like that's, and I'm not saying, and of course I'm not saying like everyone should live like that. Obviously not, but we don't really know.
Take that for granted.
If we take it for granted, we don't know the struggle. Like when I say struggle, I mean like
it gets worse.
Bro, you haven't eaten in like 10 days.
Yeah, like they don't know,
like for real.
Haven't eaten, don't know where clean water. Like
nothing.
The problem with us, so we'll have homeless people. Right? We have homeless people, and regardless of, don't get me wrong, regardless of their access or regardless of what they have, they know where they can go to get clean water. They know where they can go to get food in a homeless shelter.
Absolutely.
There are places they can go to be to possibly survive, to aid in their chance of survival, right?
Yeah.
In those countries, they don't even know where the hell to go to get clean water.
It's not happening.
They don't know where to go to get a hot meal.
And then, so what I think what happens is, touching on your point now, Eman, is like when you know your mom come here, or Isaac's dad, or you know, like people that I know, like my brother's best friend, like when his family comes here, they come here with this set like, I'm in America. Like they literally say, I came here for opportunity. Yeah. Like Africans and Caribbeans, and I love it when they. I wish we could say it. They be like, all I need is an opportunity, bro, and I can make it. That's all they need. Yeah. It's an opportunity to make it. Yeah. And I feel like black people, we don't. Okay, well, black Americans, I feel like we don't capitalize on that opportunity that we have. Like you don't like you were saying earlier. You don't have to go to school to be a millionaire.
True. Absolutely not.
Most billionaires drop out of college.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most billionaires dropped out of college. Most billionaires dropped out of college. Was like, you know what? Tesla, literally. Yep. Tesla, like most of them, Facebook, like most of them people literally dropped out of college. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. There's no need
for it anymore.
There's no need for it.
You learned all you could.
Yeah, and I honestly feel like college is not really that good of an asset to have. Like if you can use it to your advantage to further yourself. Yeah. But there's so many other ways to not, like, bruh.
Let's talk about that.
A lot of NFL players didn't go to college. A lot of NBA players didn't finish college.
I want to leave those people out of the conversation because they have an athletic gift.
I'm about to say that's also like,
but that's what I'm talking about though, right? Right. You have the opportunity. There are literally millions of black athletes who have. Well, let me not say millions, but thousands of black athletes who had the opportunity to go to the NFL but didn't capitalize on it because they were probably in the streets.
That's true.
Or probably lazy, didn't want to do it, or just had the defeatist mindset of it. Bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like literally, bro. There's a plethora of athletes
who made poor decisions. Man. And they knew what they were doing.
They were grown people. Yeah. They knew what they were doing, and it's like, bro, you literally had that ticket to get up out the hood. Yeah. Make like Shaq, right? Yeah. Shaq took his money from the NBA over playing several, seasons, and I think he's so close to being a billionaire. Yeah. Like, did y'all see that? Did y'all see that tweet?
Did you see about the first one of the interviews they were talking to Shaq about how he spent his first meal though?
What did he say?
Bro, he was like, he squandered it. He squandered like a good bit of his money, trying to buy cars and stuff like that. But the thing is, it's all about like your support system or like whoever gives you that right kind of advice. Not a lot of people in the black community really have that kind of advice.
That's the problem that we have. We don't have so one thing, remember earlier I said how I'm an LLC and I use the tax benefits.
I'll say it again. I love it.
I'm an LLC.
I love
it. I take advantage of the tax
LLC gang.
So one of the things you just said, we don't have the knowledge because we don't have the people around us to tell us what to do. Man, so we grow up. I started an LLC. I didn't really have anybody to ask.
Yeah,
facts.
I realized that. I realized I can't. My mom went to school, got a degree. She's a teacher. My dad lives in Jamaica. He doesn't. He started his own business, but he lives in Jamaica. It's different.
bro.
My
Google was my
granddad-
best friend.
My granddad, he worked for the railroad back in the day. My grandma worked for a bank and retired from the bank. Nobody started a business. I don't have nobody go ask and say, how do I do my taxes? Or, the people around me, we were raised in this mentality that you have to go to college and get a degree to be successful.
Facts.
So with the less melanated population, they can ask their dad, "Hey, Dad, how do I start this LLC?" Well, we're going to get your financial advisor so he can tell you exactly what da. We don't have that
At all.
We don't have access. We don't have somebody that's going to do that for us.
Or what the thing is, though? Also, that plagues our community, and it probably plagues other communities, but I'm not really worried about them. The people that we do have to do that are one of two things. Either we don't know about them, or the ones we do know about are scammers. And like that's also really big. Because I'll admit it, like when I see certain things, like certain ads on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and it'd be like a black dude talking, I'd be like, man, he probably trying to finesse me. And I kind of just roll over it.
Sure.
Because I'm just like, I just don't like, and I'm very guilty of it. I'm like, I just don't trust it. Like I just like.
Well, it depends. It depends on what we're looking at in order to know what to trust. Because I think one of the struggles of Black people is that we don't really accept things until it looks like it's larger than life or like luxurious. Luxury is our biggest downfall. If it doesn't look like it's money,
like no one wants to do the ugly business that makes them millions or billions,
Right?
Because we don't know what ugly really looks like.
We want to have that nice house, the nice car,
Right.
all the nicest shoes. We don't want to. Damn, I gotta save this money so I can get business insurance or purchase this commercial real estate.
Man.
So we want to have it now. We have this instant gratification. We don't want to eat a salad or take those ramen noodles to work so we can save our money.
And that I'm about to say, and that goes back to the whole like we didn't really get that kind of advice growing up on like how to do things. Because if we really knew what business insurance were, or better yet, if we had watched somebody go through building a business. Then we would know like, okay, well, this happened to, what I'm saying, X person. So let me protect myself by doing this. But if we don't know that, it's like, well, I got some money saved up from this business I started. So let me go buy some J's.
Yep.
And I think a lot of things that happen too in the Black community, touch on what Trevor said, is like we want it too fast and we want it too flashy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like me personally, like if you, prime example, if you give the average Black person $1 million, they would probably blow it.
Of course.
Like they would be like, oh yeah, I'm finna go get this car. I'm finna go do this. I'm finna get this crib. I'm finna
Within
get some
6
jewelry.
months, it's gonna be gone.
And within 6 months to a year, it's gonna be gone.
Yeah.
They say most NFL players and NBA players go broke within the first like 3 years of them retiring.
Yep.
Man.
I mean, if you're doing season after season, it don't matter because you spend it as fast as you make it.
But NFL stands for not for long.
Bro, what? When Marshawn Lynch said
that was deep.
Saying, protect your chicken?
He's like protect your mental and get your chickens or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, something about your chicken, protect your chicken. I was like, man.
He's like,
no, he's
right. Marshawn Lynch never spent any of his endorsement money or something like that. They said that he lived off his NFL salary and all of his endorsement money went in the bank. He saved it and he started investing in stuff. But see, you look at people like Marshawn Lynch, right? His investments, but then you look at people like Peyton Manning. Look at the caliber of his investments.
Man.
It's facts.
Peyton Manning invested in Papa. He owns how much of Papa John's? It's crazy.
I think he's the majority shareholder in Papa John's.
Exactly. But look at that.
But he came in the league. His whole family was already like. That's the thing. Like
Papa John's is an NFL sponsor.
Man.
Yeah.
It is an NFL sponsor, bro.
But see, and this is also what I want to touch on too a little bit too. Is like, I know you said you're talking about your dad in Jamaica. Like I was lucky enough to have my dad in my life. My dad has taught me 90% of what I know, 85, 90% of what I know about business and how to be a man and how to do everything, right? He literally set me down and talked to me about like my 401k, a simple IRA, like how to save your money, all that good stuff.
I wish I had it.
And I know it wasn't easy for him because like he's from the hood. Like he, you know what I'm saying? Like he's from the west side. Like it's not pretty over there. Like y'all, you know how I look. I think you know how I look too. So he grew up like that, and I was fortunate enough to have him to learn, like by himself, how to do it. So like when my dad is explaining me, like all the bonuses I get and all like the stuff I get like that, I immediately into my savings account. Like I don't even touch it. Like my brother, what he does is he has a second account with Chase where it's locked. So he can't touch it for at least, I think it's like 8 years or something like that. It's some crazy number of time where he can only put money in it and he can't break it for like 8 years. So if he's struggling, he's might gotta struggle, he might gotta eat some ramen noodles at night. Right. You feel me? And I feel like we don't know a lot of to do, because you get a check. People think about spending they check before they even get it.
We see the end result first. That's the biggest problem. And I think as someone who does film and I shoot a lot of music videos, I feel like part of the blame is on like the industry though, the entertainment industry, music industry,
because like, it's so flashy.
Man,
that's what they sell to us though,
bro. Trev, you were on set. You seen how money? You seen Stunner's bread coming out of his pockets, bro. The baby's money.
So we're doing a scene where we're playing like Monopoly or something on the board game.
Yeah, Stunner
pulls out a fat wad of cash in all hundreds,
straight,
and we're just playing with his cash.
That's what we see,
just for fun.
For fun. In the music video, we playing with his cash.
No, in fact, look, rapper.
He was like, "Let me see some money." Pulls out like 20 bands.
Rapper money. Even though as fake or as real as it might be, that's what we see first.
You know what's crazy though? What they don't tell you. So smart businessmen like Ludacris is a businessman.
Facts. Yeah. The baby too though.
The smart artists, you know what they do? The money that they throw in the strip clubs and they throw for stupid stuff like that, they write it off on their taxes as far as their image.
I about to say that whole day on set was all a write off on the baby.
Do y'all follow Killer Mike?
Yes.
You know who Killer Mike is?
I do know who it is. I don't follow him though.
Bro, Killer Mike is a black capitalist. He's from Atlanta, Georgia, actually. Like he's from the A. He is like he's been on so many podcasts. He's been on a lot of like interviews on the radio. Did you see the Revolt TV thing they had like last year? Man, it was so good. It was pretty much like a bunch of different black people from like different like beliefs and walks of life and things like that. Like you got some Republicans, some independent thinkers, some capitalists, some socialists, whatever. And they were talking about like, black issues. And Killer Mike was saying, he was like, we can be great. He's like, we can do it. He's like, it's been done. Like there literally been times, and yes, racism and stuff, all that stuff is real. But after slavery, right, when we were free, like, they had no workers. The people in the South, they had no workers. We was doing the work. We was getting paid. Like we was getting bread. Like for real.
Yeah.
And people don't realize it. Like up until like 30 or not 30, up until like 70 years ago, we actually owned a lot of land and a lot of stuff. Like in the South, I don't know about the North. I will admit I can't speak on that. But in the South, we owned a lot of land. Yeah. Like we did a lot of farming. We did a lot of mill work. We did a lot of construction. Cutting hair, being barbers, being salon and stuff. But what happened is the generation before us, they sold a lot of that land for a quick buck. And now people and people don't even realize it. I'm like, bro, we used to own this land in the South. Like a lot of that farmland, we used to own that. Y'all sold it to the company or y'all sold it to the dude and he profited and now he's still making money.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that. And so now he's like, oh, we don't own nothing. Man, we used to own it. Like, hush up. Either go buy it or stop complaining about it. Because if you buy it and that's your land, any business on your land, you get a cut of. That's period.
Yeah.
That's what you pay taxes for.
That's the best thing to own is some land.
Some land, bro. That's appreciated value over time.
Y'all seen Kanye owning like all that land
in Wisconsin?
See, he owns it in the middle of nowhere.
But man,
but
it's
if
like
he like farms those trees.
But what's the master plan though? That's what.
But see, that's the thing though, right? Like if you look at a lot of like those open, I don't want to say desert, but open plain lands, that's where like a lot of factories be going.
That's true.
Like if Walmart buys your land, you are set for life. You can sell your land for $100 million. They be like, okay, I don't care. Write it off. Boom. That's why like you see a lot of older farmers, they be multimillionaires.
Yeah.
And you be like, how is this old dude? Like, man, he sold 95% of his land to some company to have a factory somewhere. Like that's what he did to be a multimillionaire. And people be thinking it's crazy to like own farmland and do this stuff. I'd be like, bro, if you own land, someone buys house on that land, someone builds a house on that land, does any work.
Selling the land is not where the money at. The money's at holding it and making the people that are on it paid.
Bro, that's why McDonald's is one of the biggest corporations in the world. McDonald's literally owns all the land of all its restaurants.
That's beautiful.
Could you imagine? You have the rights to your land on the restaurant.
And then the crazy part is like
you don't have to pay anybody. All of your money comes in your pocket.
Yeah. And then like if one of their McDonald's fails and let's say if Wendy's wants to get on that land, they have to buy that land from McDonald's,
bro. That's
That,
boss.
like,
That's
I feel
boss
like
level
that's
stuff, bro.
genius, bro. Like, there's so many ways for black people to be rich and to be capitalist, and I don't get why we hate capitalism.
It's not an attractive subject because it requires us to think a lot. It about
requires you
more
to be a little selfish sometimes.
facts, but we gotta see what's not in front of us, and that's so hard.
But you gotta be selfish first in order to give back later.
Right.
Like, I can't, like, if I have $100, I can't give you money because I'm broke.
Right.
It's not possible.
Right.
But if I have $1 million,
That's different.
or if I have $200 million, I can definitely give back. I can be a little bit lax. I can do things that I've never, like Kobe Bryant, right? Rest in peace, rip. Like, he was the GOAT. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sad he died. But Kobe Bryant and Cali did one of the biggest things I think that you could do for the community. He would literally, like his nonprofit with his wife, they use a code word for under earning people, but we know what that really means. They had a nonprofit for after schools where they would fund the programs for all the under earning kids.
That's far.
So, and I feel like that's one of the trickle down effects of things like that. So now that one kid who's probably good at art or who's good at photography or who's good at football, if they can't pay for that one thing, the foundation got them.
Yeah.
They grow up, boom, they out that cycle of poverty.
Yeah.
And I feel like people, like, black people bash capitalism so bad, but I'm like, bro, capitalism is literally saving your life right now. Your parents are working, funding your life. Your mom is working, funding your life. Your dad is working, funding your life. Your homeboy, that's a rapper, is a capitalist because he's trying to get paid.
Yeah.
Eman does music videos, a director, is a capitalist. Trevor is out here doing that. Like, I never, like, why y'all think that we hate it so much?
It's like
Y'all think it's programming, like we've been lied to?
That's all we've been taught.
I feel like it stretches like beyond the realm of just being black, like just having a poor person's mentality all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because like, but that's what we're stuck in. That's what we feel like we're born into. Just automatic. We're poor. We don't have a lot. We're check to check. That's how we're programmed to think. Versus, like I said, the bigger picture. Nobody's really put that in front of us of like what the bigger picture could really look like. And if we can't think about what it could be, we're not gonna chase after what we don't feel like exists. So for us, it's like we're gonna continue to go to school, hit that 9 to 5, do whatever, you know, looks normal or feels normal or whatever our parents tell us because that's what they've been exposed to. But to sit here and tell somebody who's younger than you, like, you can make $1 billion, they're gonna be like, how? And if in
First thing
that,
they're gonna think is be a rapper or athlete,
bro, in that conversation,
like people, like y'all know Isaac. Isaac did a tweet, was like, in order to make $1 million, you add value to yourself. In order to make $1 billion, you add value to others. Most billionaires, or actually, I think all billionaires, they own companies where they hire people to do the work for them, and it comes to them. And they be like, oh, well, that's not fair. It's like, well, it is fair. Because without me, you wouldn't have a job.
Man, I'm telling you, bro, it always bugs me watching people bash like the 1% so hard.
Bro, get out their pockets.
Because we can't, it's like, think about it, because we can't have it. It's like, well, that's not fair. You have so much money. Why can't we have some of that?
I hate it. It's
that's
like,
not, bro, that's not your
pockets.
pockets.
I feel that I was sitting down talking to somebody and they got upset because I felt that way. I was like, that's their money.
Bro,
they don't have to give you a penny.
A dime, bro. If I saw Jeff Bezos in the street and I said, yo, what's going on, bro? I'm your biggest fan, bro. I love the way you built Amazon, da, 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 da. By the way, can I have $1,000? And he says no.
Who can you be mad at?
Bro.
You just asked a stranger for $1,000.
For $1,000.
And the crazy part is people be like, oh, don't forget that Jeff Bezos got like a $200,000 grant from his father. And I'd be like, if I gave you $200,000 right now, could you make it to a $30 billion company? Yes or no?
Man, what?
No, you can't.
Bro, Jeff Bezos turned a bookstore.
You probably could, though. I believe in you.
I was about to say, Jeff Bezos took a bookstore, an online bookstore.
In his garage.
And flipped it to what it is today. And we still want to be like.
Is that how that started?
Yes.
Bro.
An online bookstore?
Online bookstore.
It was an online bookstore, and he only sold like library books. So like the typical books that you would buy in the library. And what happened is over time, he added more things to his online store. And he sold it at a slightly lower rate than other places, but enough for him to make a profit.
Do you know what the markup is on a lot of stuff?
Bro. He's literally the first person to really flip online.
Oh yeah, he was.
That's all it is flipping.
He made e-commerce what it is.
Come on, man. And that's the thing. Like a lot of people
But that's-
today, like
That's sales anyway. Flipping it. That's all sales is.
it's business.
You know how much Walmart pays for stuff? That same
Nothing.
Do you know how much it costs to manufacture a TV? A 75-inch TV. Do you know how much it costs to manufacture a 75-inch
Put
TV?
us on game, bro.
Put us on game.
Bro, it's like $30.
And they be selling it for like $350.
Dog.
But people would chat. But people come for Apple and be like, "Can't believe y'all are buying these phones."
You know how much an iPhone costs?
I think it's like $2 to make, right? Something like that.
And you know what's crazy? That's current day iPhones. Do you know that the older iPhones were freaking more expensive to make?
And people people don't realize when it comes to businesses like that, I'm like, dog, they are literally hiring thousands of people, giving them health insurance, giving them life insurance, giving them bonuses, sustaining their life. Like, it's brought so many people brought so many black people out of poverty.
Bro, do you know how much they pay at the retail stores per hour? It's like $15 an hour.
Man,
It's up there.
man.
It's not bad. It's not bad pay.
It's good pay.
But that's the
good
thing,
pay.
though. It's like a lot of people, we come from that mindset of like being the worker and not being the owner. And
Facts.
it's so hard for us to see ourselves as an owner. So we're only attacking from that mindset of paycheck to paycheck. So it's like, man, I can't believe I'm sitting here. That's what actually got me into doing into owning a business in the first place. I was working, my very first job was at Burger King. I was making $725, and our general manager was making six figures. I was busting my ass, bro. I'm talking about like every single day, like damn near sweating, trying to like beat the lunch rush, bro. And here comes our general manager walking in, chilling with like a dress shirt on, slacks, chilling, walking to the office, drinking like a fucking Sprite. And I'm looking at him, I was like, bro, why is it that you can make six figures and you barely broke a sweat? And then from that day on, it was like, bruh, there's something that has to shift. But it was never like, man, I can't believe you got $100,000, bro. Let me hold a dollar.
Man, to me, like when I see rich people, I'm like, I'm trying to get there. Like I was very fortunate to have a mom who always told me to be a leader. So like even when I was in high school or like even when I was in middle school, like I was always just doing my own thing. Like I was the only black kid on the swim team. You know what I'm saying? Like I was the only. I was always like the only black kid like in an all white school, but I didn't care about none of that stuff because I'm gonna do me. You know what I'm saying? And when I told my mom that I was starting my own business, actually even before this, I had my own business doing private swim lessons because I was a lifeguard.
Fire.
And you don't meet many black lifeguards like that unless you go to the hood. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, and so as a lifeguard, I was making like 15 or 16, something like that, like 15 or 16 an hour. And then I was also doing my own private lessons, like $20 a week. I had probably like 10 or 20 clients. I literally had two streams of income at the age of 17. And then when I told my mom that I was doing my own business, like she was like, I was wondering which one of y'all were going to do it first between me and my older brother, because she knew, like her and my dad, they knew that one of us was going to like do something of our own to like own to ourselves. They didn't know which one it was.
That's
my
cool.
brother took the sales route. Like he does sales. Like he making good money. And he's probably going to eventually stop doing that and probably do something on his own later on.
Yeah.
But I was the first to do it. And they was like, we were waiting for it. Like it to me, I was like, dang, y'all.
Were they supportive though?
What? I told my dad, like, so my dad was actually the second person. The first person I told was my girl. The second person I told was my dad. And then I told my mom. And my dad, he's one of the people where he doesn't like to be, like, he don't like to be happy, I guess. I don't know. Or he doesn't like to be, like, giddy about it.
I can relate.
But my mom, like I'm
gonna get there. I'm gonna get there, bro.
And so, like, my mom was like, oh, yeah, like, your dad did graphic design. Like, your dad used to, like, build websites and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, really? And she was like, yeah, he was hoping that you would do that. And when you told him that he did it, like, he was like all in the room shouting for joy and everything like that. And I was like, dang. But like that also makes me realize like he's a really good father. That's like cool. he's the reason why like I feel like black capitalism and black businesses would work because he taught me how to do it. And so I'm gonna teach my kids and my kids are gonna teach their kids, and it's literally a trickle down effect.
Man, on my side though, I guess being African, it was weird when I first told my parents I was doing my own thing, Because at first, my very first business that I did, I was on like a clothing line. And that's why I asked the question about the t-shirts thing earlier.
Yeah. Man, I love your clothing line though, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
A different day.
I just like being a creative, bro. I just like doing different
Bro,
things.
you need to bring it back. I'm not even gonna cap because I did want those jeans you dropped. It was like I think it was like yeah.
I had a whole that denim line.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
You need to bring it back, bro.
Appreciate it, man. I was trying to be the Jean Basquiat of fashion. But bro, when I first brought up entrepreneurship to my parents, it was cool as long as I stayed in school. That was the thing, because I'm still under that Nigerian roof. So it's like, if I wasn't in school working towards my degree, then I don't know. I might have been kicked out the house. I might have been sent back to Nigeria. I don't know, but I know that there was a lot of like, it was a lot of tension in the house when I was doing my own thing. It was love though, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, but it was like, they weren't trying to have the conversation though.
At all.
No, they were just like, I see you doing your thing. Keep doing it. Just bring me a degree.
Yeah.
But when I graduated though, and I started working, I started figuring out like, okay, this corporate life is like trash. I'm not.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not.
It's cool. It depends on what company you work for, and I don't like bashing the whole 9-to-5 thing completely, because if the company culture fits, you know, and you're happy working there. Like if I worked for Apple or Google, I'd probably be there for a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't mean to cut you off.
For sure, huh?
Computer science, right?
I was information systems.
Okay.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I agree with that 100%. Entrepreneurs on Twitter or social media or whatever, stop telling people they lame for working
Entrepreneur
9 to 5.
Twitter, bro.
Bro, that is so lame.
Here's the thing,
Sucks.
Some people are okay with
somebody
that.
Somebody has to.
Yeah,
Bro,
there's no way around it.
Because here's the thing. The problem is the LLC Twitter that bashes 9 to 5. They're small-minded. They're small-minded because hopefully your business gets to a point where you have to hire 9 to 5.
You have to hire 9 to 5.
Then what?
Like you literally, like I will, like I don't disrespect no job.
Yeah.
I think the people that do the grimy, dirty stuff, like that cook, trash man, the janitor lady cleaning and stuff like that.
Facts.
Sometimes like I'll probably be like, thank you for your service, because like I know they don't get the recognition like they deserve. Because I know for a fact I'm not wiping nobody. Like cleaning nobody toilet.
Hey, I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing none of that
Pay
stuff.
me 6 figures to go clean up a bathroom.
I'm not doing that. Like
I'm not doing it.
And so like when I see them doing that stuff, and it's usually like an older black lady. That's why I got a soft spot for older blood, because like my you know, I'm like y'all like, you know, I got a soft spot for you know, grandma. So like when I see older, sometimes like I'll even like give them money, because like that 40, because like I'm pretty set in my life. Like I'm not even gonna cap. Like I'm very well off right now.
Okay.
So, bruh, stop. So like I will sometimes give them like $40, and it's not me doing it out of pity. It's me doing it out of respect, because you're an older black woman doing a job that I know I don't want to do, and because of you, this is running the whole system.
It makes me think about this. So how Donald Trump is so anti-immigration, but those people are doing all the jobs we don't want to do.
Yes and no. I'm for legal immigration, but illegal immigration actually hurts black unemployment.
I'm definitely for legal immigration.
I do want to hear about that though. Speak on it though, because
so like illegal immigration, like I get it, bro. Like people come from some tough countries, and you know life is not sweet. Yeah, but they come here and do the jobs that like black people. Most of the jobs that we do is manual labor. Right. Most of the jobs they only can do is also manual labor, because they don't have no documentation. So they will literally do manual labor for half the price that we'll do it. Yeah. And companies will do it. Like, and you know, nothing against them. Like they found some workers that'll do it for, instead of
capitalism.
Instead of paying this dude $25 an hour, they'll pay this immigrant for $10 an hour. And like, it is what it is.
I got my driveway poured. I got a new driveway poured in my house. Concrete driveway. We hired a general contractor. He went and hired a group of Hispanics to do the job.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the same thing with my roof. Same thing with my floors.
You go through this respectable company. All they're doing is hiring people underneath them to do it.
Yeah, and like I saw a video on Facebook. It was in Memphis. Like, do y'all remember the ice raid that happened at that factory, that chicken factory? No. It was the ice raid that happened at this chicken factory where like 300 illegal immigrants got deported. Right?
Yeah.
Literally 4 days later, that job's are refilled by black people.
That's crazy.
It was like literally on the news, like in that city. And the black people were like, yo, like, you know, love and power to them. And I hope they can,
Yeah.
you know, get their life together. But I've been looking for a job, and you could see the video, and it was like a line wrapped around that plant of nothing but black men looking for jobs.
That's crazy.
And I don't want anyone to get deported. I don't want no one to die. I don't want none of that stuff.
I said we're all human, man.
But I'm saying, like, there's a strong correlation between illegal immigration and black unemployment.
I believe it.
And people, like, they don't. It sounds messed up. Like, it's like they pitting us against each other.
Yeah.
But it's true. There's no way around it.
Word.
Yeah. So that's just, you know, a little touch on it. And like,
Yeah.
it's no way around it. Like, it is what it is. Like, I wish people could come here easier and get their job, and we can get our job. But when you come here illegally with no documentation, no nothing, and you do the job for $9 an hour instead of paying someone $28 an hour, like, you gonna do it.
That's business.
And it just hurts us, you know.
Business is business.
I think that's the thing with the black community too. We're not willing to accept the fact that business is a shark tank
Shark Tank.
environment. You know, we come in the game and we're expecting it to be nice, and we're expecting to get the dollar that quick, you know, not realizing that some businesses you might have to undercut some people. Other businesses, you know what I'm saying, you gotta play a little dirty.
That's how I started.
And people, bruh, like,
Wait.
I looked at the competition, said I'll charge less.
that's what I did too with photography.
Man,
Shit.
see, I would.
That's not, we're all doing the same. See, here's the thing. Like, I realize with what I do, you got companies like Best Buy. They'll charge you 2-3 times what I charge you to come do half as much work.
Wow.
Best Buy doesn't do electrical work. Best
At
Buy
all.
puts the TV on the wall and walks away. So,
And then if it falls, it's your fault.
yeah, Best Buy's crazy. But I was like, okay, cool. Then I looked at, you know, the Joe Schmoes that are doing it, these dream home installations, no knock to them or anything like that, but like these different companies. I was like, okay, you know what I'll do? I'll charge less than them and do the same quality work, if not better.
Facts.
And then now I got notoriety behind
That's how
it.
you gotta eat.
So now my prices are the same as theirs, but it's my brand.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
That's how you
And
do
people
it.
rock with it.
That's how you do it.
And then another thing that you do too is with it, like, when you sign your contracts, you have to put in your contract, like, I'll do it for this price, but you can't tell no one that you refer to for the price that I'm doing it for you.
Yep.
Because then, like, if you tell them that I'm doing it for half the price, they're gonna expect to half the price as well. But
Man.
I'm not gonna stick to this price forever.
Right.
This is me starting off because I know I ain't got no weight behind my name.
See, I got customers that I like lose contact with. Like, I mount the TV and and then they might change a phone number or something like that. And the unfortunate reality is that as my business grows, my prices change.
You have no choice but to.
I have no choice because the work that I was doing for $60 before, I'll be damned if I left the house for less than $75.
That's how
Feel
you do
you.
it. You gotta grow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh, you change. He's like, come on, bro. Like, you was rocking, but okay, but you don't want to see me grow? Like, you
That's
should be
facts.
proud.
Hey, speak on that,
You
bro.
should be
And
proud
what
to see
sucks,
that.
what sucks is that a lot of it be black people that be like,
It's all the black
hey, bro,
people.
you know what I'm saying? You mind if I get a discount, bro? Especially, bro.
I don't ask for a discount from black businesses.
And
It's
see,
hard.
You won't
It's
go to
hard.
Walmart. You won't go to.
You know what's crazy?
Did you know you can negotiate at Best Buy?
I didn't know
What?
that.
You can negotiate at Best Buy. You
Stop
can-
playing with me. I'm finna go
Actually,
right now.
actually, I can believe that because I walked into Best Buy one day looking for a camera strap, and one of the guys who was working at Best Buy literally walked to the display, pulled the camera strap off the camera, and handed it to me and said, "You can have it for free."
What?
Remember H.H. Gregg, the electronics store?
Yeah.
You can negotiate there.
What?
That's crazy.
Fry's Electronics. you
Hey,
can
hold on,
negotiate
Travis
there.
putting us on
Hey.
game right now. Hold
There's
up.
a lot of places you can negotiate.
Sheesh. Hey, Trevor Campbell,
Brandsmart,
everybody.
you can negotiate at Brandsmart.
That's fine.
I did not know that.
You have to, but see, we don't go to those places and ask for a discount.
Because
But if I
we
see
don't.
this young
We'll
brother
pay
that's
full.
trying to mount TVs and and he's trying to build a business,
me up,
bro.
bruh.
Hook me up, come on, bro. I know you can take $50. No, I can't. I can't afford
Hook
to.
me up, bruh.
And you know,
You gonna go to Best Buy? You're not gonna ask them for a discount.
You will
but gonna
never.
ask me.
A lot of people, black people, will never walk into Walmart with a coupon book, but they're gonna ask you for that discount.
Why?
you know what's crazy?
I'm already cheaper than the person. The other option you.
But they don't
have.
care. They don't care because they feel like they know you.
No.
That's one of the problems. Like when you
No.
feel like you know somebody, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's my boy." You know what I'm saying? He gonna hook me up.
Bruh.
What's crazy
Let
is
me-
that I even throw people a discount before they ask.
Bro,
I'll throw people a bone before they even ask, and then they'll still ask me.
That'd be me with
Bro,
videos,
I'm like,
bro.
bro,
I literally-
like I'm already taking money off. Leave
like
me alone.
if you're like one of my homeboys that I mess with or like that I know, I'm like that price I've given you, I promise you, that's like
already
25-50% off.
Bro,
it's already
I promise you.
I'm already rocking with you.
I had a dude today. No knock to him. He's been shopping with me since day one. Cool. Regular price for what he needed was $150. I was like, I'm gonna do it for $120. I didn't say it was discounted already. He was like, bro, come on, just do it for $100. Dog, I'm already taking money off. Like,
and see, what I do is like
I'm looking out for you already.
When I have people that complain about the price, like friend that booked me for the price that I have, I'm like, you know what? You're right. Let me see my regular price.
Yeah, let me see. Okay,
let me see my regular price, and I'll
website.
send them the actual like copy and paste message that I have for like different bundles. I'm like, this is what you want. This is the price. And it was like, dang, it went. I'm like, yeah, it went up, bro. Like, yes, bro.
What pisses me off the most? Oh, sorry to cut you off. What pisses me off the most is like for me, I'll be shooting a video. And a client would come up to me like before the video even starts, and he'd be like, "Yo, bro, what's good? Like, you shoot videos?" And I'd be the first question. I'd be like, "Yeah, what's up, bro? What's your budget?" And he'd be like, I don't know how much you charge, bro." And I'll give him the price, and he'd be like, "Man, I know somebody who could do it for less." Okay, when you tell somebody that off rip, bro, I automatically don't want to do business with you.
Go to him then. Like, don't book me. Like, I hate that so much because like they want your quality, but they don't want your prices.
You know what I noticed? So with me, because I do physical labor. Like I provide a service. I'm crawling people's attics. I'm cutting cutting walls open.
Oh, you a trooper, bro.
All that kind of stuff. So when I got to a point where I realized that I'm not doing this for less than
yeah.
What?
Yeah, of course not. Of course not. That's how I felt with film, bro. With film, we be on set. A lot of these shoots will be like 10-hour, 12-hour, 15-hour. You've been on set with us. Yeah. You know how long those days go?
And those will be the hardest days is the ones that wanted this. But
a rapper would be in your DMs talking about, all I got is $100 for you. You're going to be there standing on your feet for 12 plus hours for $100.
And not only that,
and then you got to edit the video.
Oh my God.
You got to edit the video. You got to do color grading.
Minimum wage.
You got to do color grading. You got to do all that stuff.
That takes hours. And on average, a good video that was edited probably took at least 6 hours to edit. So that's 6 hours on top of the 12 hours. And then
18 hours.
And before that pre-production, you got to put the whole video together, like in your mind.
Got to get a key grip.
Write it down. Bro, you have to hire people to do stuff.
You got to rent stuff.
Come on, man. For $100?
Yeah, I think that's wild too, because like even with my photography stuff, like, so I mostly do events. I don't even tell people, I don't even ask what their budget is. Like, I'd be like, how long is it and what do you need exactly? And they'd be like, okay, it's 2-3 hours long. I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. I'm like, bet. This is the amount.
Price.
This is the price. And they be like, are you sure? I'm like, yep. Because like I feel like when you, and it might be bad business, I don't know. Like different strokes for different folks, you know. I don't know. Like I feel like when you ask what your budget is, they're not gonna tell you their real budget.
Of course, they're trying to get a discount.
So like if you have like let's say their real budget is like $2,000, they're gonna be like, yeah, I got $1,400 for you.
I got a question, Eman.
What's up, bro?
So because you ask people what's their budget, as a creative, how do you give people a budgeted product? Okay. So like for me, like, you know, what's your budget? I'm providing a service, right? So it's how little am I willing to take to do this amount of work for you, right? With you, it's how do you alter your creative process?
For sure. Okay, so partial yes with the altering your creative process. It depends on how much they're willing to put up, right? I have a minimum that I'm willing to step out my front door for.
Right, absolutely, me too.
But bottom line, when I talk to an artist or a company, if they want to shoot a commercial or whatever, when I say like, okay, what's your budget? I'm asking that so that I can gauge how much quality can I put into this project. So the follow-up question or the question before, it depends on the conversation. I would be like, okay, what's your project about? So that way, if they tell me what their project is and all these things that they want, I'd be like, yo, bro, I want a flying dragon and I want like donuts falling from the sky and I want, you know what I'm saying? I want a fucking Chris Brown feature or whatever. And then, you know what I'm saying? Then you looking at it and be like, okay, so what's your budget? If you look me in my soul and say I have $100, I'm deleting the conversation thread. I'm not even going to respond to you. Because it's like, it's kind of disrespectful to me because like, okay, so now I got to put all this shit together.
Because like me, I'm kind of stuck in the middle between both of y'all. Because like I have certain prices for like graduation. Yeah. Right? Because graduate like is, you know what I'm saying? Like you want an hour or two.
It's kind of a standard shoot.
Yeah, you want an hour or two. You probably want like 5 to 8 pictures retouched,
Yeah.
like really clean, nice and crispy. I have set prices for that, for what you want. For events, like it varies so like.
Man,
What do you need? What do you want?
Because I charge different for like an African night that I will shoot than like a fashion show.
Yep.
Because the African night is way
pictures,
way
bro.
harder than a fashion show.
Right.
Because it's fast paced and you only get one shot.
Man,
Yeah.
real quick. I just want to say, bro, I love pulling up to events and seeing Devin work, bro, because Devin be a fly on the wall. I'm not that, bro. That's why I stopped doing events, because I like to socialize. So I'll be snapping a picture. I'll walk over to the side. I'll be like, man, this seems funny, ain't it? Bro? You know what I'm saying? But Devin will be so quiet. He'll snap, and then come back with the heat, bro.
Because like I feel like I feel like in any business, even for you, Trev, or you, Eman, like I feel like in any business, when you start to do certain things, you realize what you like a little bit more than something else.
That's real.
So like, let's say Trev, with your like, you know, your whole digital media thing, you might like installing security systems more than you like mounting TVs. Okay. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Nah, that's
but you
facts.
kind of realize
you
like
realize
certain like things you like a little bit more. So for me specifically, like events, I charge a little bit more for because like I like them so much that like those are my best.
You're putting a lot into
I'm
it.
putting so much work into it. It's my best quality. Like it's the best you gonna get for me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
And
if somebody hits me and says I want a full theater, like for me that's
a project.
a project. That's something to put in my portfolio.
Yeah.
Like,
bro,
I'm
So
gonna
you put a
put
lot more work
I'm
into
gonna
it.
put more effort into the minor details. Like, you want LEDs? Let me think about what's the best way to do this.
and let me speak on that too.
I put my creative thought into it.
Let me speak on that too with you young black entrepreneurs that are possibly listening. A portfolio will take you so far. When people see your work
Say that
get
again,
progressively
bro.
get like if you go to my Instagram, I have pictures that I would never upload to this day on there. Like when I started off, and I got pictures that I'm like, dang, that's fire. I killed it. That's one of my best pictures. Like my girl, like I'll tell my girl, I'm like, all right, look at that picture again. That's lit. And she was like, yeah, it's really nice. I was like, no, that's lit. Look at that picture. That's fine. And so I like a portfolio is one of the main things that you need because for any business that you are doing ever, I don't care. Numbers and quality is what matters in that portfolio. Like Trev, in your portfolio, like you probably got like a whole system like set up and people like, yo,
That's
hey,
fine.
I need that.
That's fine.
I need that in my crib. And then E-Man probably got these music videos set up in his portfolio. Is like,
Bro, the key, I would say, to piggyback off of that portfolio thing, like the key is diversity in your portfolios.
Yes.
People don't want to look at the same thing over and over.
say it
You
again.
know what I'm saying? Bro, diversify your portfolio. Like, that's beyond just videos too, money, whatever, bro. If you have a portfolio, diversify it.
So, you know, I mount TVs. That for the most part, that's what people call me for. That's my bread and butter. Anything else that I do outside of that is because I told somebody that I can or I do that.
Yeah.
Or they just happen to ask on a whim.
Okay.
So with me, I didn't have an Instagram page for my business for a very, very long time. And it was because how many people really want to see a TV on the wall? So I got to realize where it's about diversifying the content that you put out.
Facts.
So now, like, when people give me, instead of posting just the TVs, like when people give me random jobs, like I just had a job with a desk where she wanted me to post a floating, like she does music. She's a producer. So I put her speakers on the wall and that kind of stuff. I'm switching it up. You have to diversify the things that you put out.
That's fine.
You got a website?
I do have a website.
Oh, shout it out. What's up?
CampbellCustomCreations.com.
Amen.
Click through the gallery.
CampbellCustomCreations.com.
That's what's
sir.
up, bro. I didn't even know you had a website. I just
websites
see
are
you
beautiful,
tweet about it,
That's how I'll get
and
booked.
I knew that you did it.
So when people hit me up, I have to obviously I have employees. I have technicians that I send out. So
That is so, bro. I don't mean to cut you off, but that is so cool. That like
it's
you are younger than 30,
Doing
got a LLC, and you can hire people.
facts.
That is like, I don't like. I'm kind of giddy right now. Like, can you hear my voice? Like, that is one of the coolest things I've ever heard. And you're younger than me. I'm hyping you up right now. That is the coolest thing, bro. I'm sorry, but keep going.
it was dope. But you know, I'll have the technicians that I send out, and you know they take care of the job for me, and I'll sit at home and not do anything. And it's
Oh my god.
it's a wonderful. I remember one time I was sitting at one of my boys' house, CJ, And I was telling him, I'm handling this, scheduling out this appointment. And I'm like, all right, well, cool. I just made my money for the day. What are you talking about? Oh, I'll take this shit. Go do it.
That's the coolest thing.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it, bro.
That's the transition from self-employed to business
bro.
owner.
And I'm telling you,
I feel like people gotta. In my first podcast, y'all heard me say a solopreneurship and an entrepreneurship. So a solopreneurship is someone who has their own business, but they only hire themselves to do a service. Like me, I'm a solopreneurship. Like I'm a photographer, and I literally only hire myself, and I only
doing your thing.
Like sometimes my girlfriend helps me out, but whatever. You two, Eman and Trev, like they actually go out and hire people, so therefore they are actual entrepreneurs because they provide value to other people.
Yeah,
right?
I think with that, especially in the community, we're so divided on understanding the difference between hustling and being professional, or adding professionalism and the ability to hustle at the same time. The minute we become professional, in the baby stages of the business, we're not taken seriously. Because we don't know I'm not gonna say we don't know what professionalism is, but it's like we don't really look at ourselves as
professionals
at all.
Yeah, because like it's kind of one of those, and I'm guilty of it too, but it's kind of like one of those things, like you see a black kid doing his business and you're like, man, he's like 24. Man, he don't know what he's talking about. Like he don't know what he's doing.
He don't.
Like, and you know it's crazy, like because King Don texted me about it. Like Shams is, how old is Shams? Shams is like 23 or 24.
Shams not even that old. I think Shams is 21, 22.
Shout out to Shams real quick. Let's Sun Cuts.
Hey, Sun Cuts. Go get laced up,
bro. But what's so interesting about Shams on what he's doing though? The minute he raised his prices, all hell broke loose on the TL, bro.
But guess what I did today?
That's good business. That's good marketing, bro.
I dropped a 50 piece on him today. I did.
I've been looking at your hairline like that thing crispy.
I did it.
I ain't gonna lie.
went and dropped the 50 piece. I ain't never. But see, here's the thing.
I booked him too. I was capping on the Twitter line.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's how it be, bro.
That goes back to my point though.
Mm-hmm.
So I was livid when I first saw it because me and you had just had a conversation about
we was mad.
We had just had a conversation about paying exorbitant prices for a haircut, but at the exact same time, I was rocking with Shams when he pulled up to the crib and was charging $25.
Bro, $10.
$10.
You remember when he was charging
Shams
and fucking niggas up, low key?
Shams cut my hair for, I think the lowest he cut my hair for was like $12.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Shams used to pull up to the crib, right? So he pulled up to the crib the first time he cut my roommate, Derek Broom. He cut his hair.
Yeah.
And that's how I met Shams. And so somehow, I was driving to Gwinnett. Bro, I was driving to Gwinnett and getting a $10 cut. I have been going to the same dude since I was in like 4th grade, bro.
Yeah.
Getting a $10 cut. Somebody who's seen me grow up all my life.
Same.
So I seen a young black man in Shams. Shams was going to school to be a nurse. Shams said the hell of school.
Yeah.
He jumped off the porch and started cutting hair and took off. I
bro,
literally watched
2 years.
Grow, bro.
2 years. Because I met Shams through Adonis. Like the other Don.
Bro, Don was putting everybody
Don was
on.
putting I think Shams might need to pay Don like a royalty check or something.
I swear.
Cause like literally, like Don was like, "Yo, I know this dude that cut hair and he'll do it for $10." And I was like, "Bro, ain't no one cut." I was like, "Shut up," because everyone I knew was cutting hair for like 30. Cause I used to go to Mimi, and everyone I knew was cutting like hair for 30. And Don was like, "Bro, look at my hair."
Bro.
So I went to Shams.
I was getting cut by Tez.
Oh dang, I'm sorry.
Tez
Tez
was fine. Tez was
Hey,
I mean, don't get me wrong though. Don't get me wrong. Tez got me right. I don't know what he did with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But
I just heard some bad stories about.
I think Tez just.
I'm not talking crap. I'm just saying I just heard some bad stories.
I mean,
but here's
fair.
the thing though, bro. As a business owner or entrepreneur or anything, you have off days, bro. You human.
Yeah, facts.
Eman,
But don't
Eman,
don't be human on my day.
Oh,
I think with Tez, I think the difference between Tez and Shams is Tez found another calling. So I think Tez's attitude towards cutting changed, you know what I'm saying, when he started jumping in his own business. Yeah. Which is fair. If you find something that you really love to do, go full force.
What does Tez do?
He's doing Forex, and I know he's doing some other business ventures too. I don't think Forex is the only thing that he's doing. But with Shams is like, I love cutting hair. I want to make this a business.
Yeah, and
he
did. And the thing about Shams that I think I might stick with him for as long as I can to like, afford them.
Yeah.
Is he literally doesn't take an off day.
He doesn't.
Like
Shams
I had
is
to
there all
like
day
one
long, every day.
one day he was cutting my hair over the summer, and I had to like have an argument. I had to argue with my barber to tell him to take a vacation.
Yeah, Shams don't go nowhere, man.
And he was like, I might do it. I was like, Shams, you need to do it. I was like,
Shams is at the shop every day from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m.
bro, he's there. I've never seen a barber cut on a Sunday.
And he'll be there on Sunday.
Bro,
Shams will wake up early and come cut you. If you waited last minute and got somewhere to go, you might be able to get Shams to wake up early and cut your hair, bro.
Shams cut Cam's hair. Cam Will?
Yeah.
The Q?
Yeah.
He cut Cam's hair in a hotel. And then he cut my hair on New Year's at like 7:30.
Yeah.
That's
in the morning.
Yeah.
I was like literally, I was like, that's like, I was his first cut of the year. And I was like, that is crazy. That
Shams used to pull up to the crib back when I lived at Essex. You know what I'm saying? Long live Essex.
Essex Lounge.
Essex Lounge.
But yeah, Shams is actually a really good example of increasing your prices and people don't want to pay for it.
And not backing down. He didn't back down.
But see, the thing, he didn't back down. But then also, I did hear that he like has offered more services with it. Because I heard now he does like your face and like he puts like the foam on it and stuff like that. So you can always justify your prices for better quality work, which I'm completely fine.
But that's
with.
the thing. We grow as people. We grow as entrepreneurs. That's like, even so, myself with directing. When I first started shooting videos, I was charging like maybe at most $200 for a video. I just wanted to see if I could.
Egregious now, doesn't it?
Bro, I just wanted to see if I could do it. And not only that, I was just like, man, the more videos I shoot, you know what I'm saying? I know how to do a little basic cuts, basic edits here and there, so I can make it look kind of cool and attractive. $200 ain't bad. I'll take it. Now, the type of stuff that I do, the type of equipment we got, like, it's not feasible, bro.
One thing that I did that I really pride myself on, I'm happy I did, is that I tried, like, before I knock somebody for their prices, I try to do the work that they do. Yeah. So I remember I asked Daka once, not too long ago, I was like, how much did you shoot a Valentine's Day video? And he said a number, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't know you cost that much. But then I sat down, I rented a camera, and I bought a new laptop, and I started to try to do it, and I have a whole new respect for it. Like,
it's a
people,
like
I won't.
Like, it's not easy to shoot a video. To make a video look good is hard. It's a lot of work, man.
Yeah, now that my skills have gotten better in photography and like I actually retouch my images and do like skin color LUTs and everything like that, and like all that, like all the details, like when you see the skin and you be like, dang, like how did he get the skin?
Come a
like,
long way, dog.
Yeah, like I kind of like when Tommy would be telling me certain stuff, I'd be like, okay, I see how you charge so much now, because shooting is the easy part.
It's editing.
Shooting is the easy part. Like taking a picture, you can literally, like any person can literally get a camera, put it like everything on auto, take a picture, and it look decent. But can you edit it to where it looks like incredible?
Bro.
I don't know if y'all saw that one photo. Like, did you see that one photo I uploaded of Danya?
Yes.
With she had like the two twin puffs and like she was smiling.
Yeah.
That one photo literally took me like an hour and a half to edit, because like I do micro edits on Photoshop. Like I zoom in, find all the skin acne, everything's wrong with the skin. I try to get as much acne as possible. If I can zoom out slightly and the skin looks slightly smooth, I'm like, okay, I'm good. And that right there takes 30 minutes.
Bruh.
And then I dodge and burn. Then I retouch the skin, play with the tones, go through the channels, get a skin color LUTs. The cloning tool, the healing tool. I make the hair look even. I add a little shine. Like, it literally takes so much time. So, like, before I used to, I even go, y'all think I'm crazy. I used to charge $20 for like 30 pictures.
I believe it. I did the same thing. I was just starting. It was like, bro, let me test the waters. Let me see how much I could really.
I was mounting TVs for $40.
Bro, one of the key.
Really?
Bro, one of the best pieces of advice.
Can I get that price? No, I'm
kidding. One of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten in film was, you always have to ask them for their budget, because if you just drop a price, chances are they're just gonna pay your price and that's it. If I go to a company, let's say I'm shooting a commercial for, I don't know, Raisin Bran, as ugly as that sounds. If they ask me, okay, so let's shoot, and I say, okay, what's your budget? they're gonna tell me how much is in their marketing budget versus
how much they were willing to spend.
Versus me being like, okay, I could shoot this for $100. If their original budget was $30,000, I literally just missed out on a lot of money because
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just listing my price. So that's also one of the biggest struggles about the entrepreneurial.
So one thing I learned, I tend to watch some YouTube videos, about marketing and building a business and stuff like that. And one thing is that I was doing graphic design for a little bit.
Okay. Oh, that's a good skill to have.
I make all my flyers and make my logos. Like I don't have to pay anybody to do that. Design me and my girlfriend design my website. Like,
that is
King.
If I wanted to,
You drop this.
if I wanted to, I could shoot my own commercials.
Okay.
And shoot and edit if I wanted to.
That's what's up.
But one thing that I learned when I was doing graphic design is that the logo to Eman and A Different Day or Neighborhood Rejects is not worth as much as it is to Coca-Cola or Pepsi or the Georgia Aquarium. It could take the same amount of time to do either logo, but I'm gonna charge Eman $100. I'm gonna charge Coca-Cola $10,000.
Yeah, facts. Like I charge like certain people or certain like groups that book me. Like I know your budget is deep, so I'm gonna say like the max of my price, or I'm gonna say what I really think I should really charge for this event. And some people like if you're just doing like basic graduation photos, like okay, whatever, set price. So like yeah, I agree with you completely. Like, and people don't realize though like how much money is actually in product photography.
Oh,
man,
I hate
marketing.
That's where the money's at.
Like I'm not a booty photographer. Like I don't like a picture man. You a picture man?
You a picture man?
Hey picture man, take my let me get my girl on my butt and like I don't do that.
Right.
You can literally make 6 figures in 3 months just doing product photography. Like that girl you want to take a picture of half naked, put her in some clothes and have her drink a Sprite. Get Sprite, like tag it, just keep doing it. Build your portfolio, keep doing it. Send out your work to the headquarters or to different branches. Like eventually someone is gonna see it somewhere.
That's how you do it.
And you can like I don't personally know, but I saw this dude on YouTube. He charges $25 for Amazon product photography per photo. So like he'll just like let's say you want to sell some like a blender or something. $25. He gets like 50 products a day. He's like on his way to make like I think 300, 400K or something like that. That's all he does. He don't even edit the pictures. He has a setup. He does everything like with a little like he has like a little like a little box. He has a little light. Takes a picture, 2 photos, send it to the person. They renew that contract every year,
bro. And I think that type of mentality when it comes to business, the ability to negotiate, the ability to gauge prices and test the waters and see certain things. That's why it's okay, I think, for some people to work 9 to 5s if they're comfortable doing that versus doing, owning their own business, because not everybody is mentally ready to do those things.
I don't think people know how to.
It's a lot of work to think like this and to do these things.
I don't think like a lot of people. I don't think like a lot of. I don't want to get yelled at. Don over here, King Don is like okay.
Speak on it, bro.
Okay, so the pay gap, right, with men and women.
Okay,
I'm not saying that there aren't things against women that are stopping them, but how many women do you know who are willing to go that extra step and beyond in order to be an entrepreneur?
It's hard.
You know what I'm saying? Like photography, right? I know a couple female photographers or women photographers. I don't know if I get mad at the word, but I know a couple women photographers who I'm like, so why'd you stop shooting? They're like, oh, I got busy. I'm like, what? You got busy? Bro, if you don't pick up the camera and go shoot.
But I think
what are you talking about? Like I have a full job.
Yeah.
I gotta take care of my girl, my family. I gotta do photography on the side. I'm trying to, what do you mean you're busy? Like
I think it depends though. I think it's more so about the person than it is like the gender. When it comes to business though, I mean, there are so many different factors that can dictate whether or not certain things can actually happen. But we also have to think about, just what it takes to even own a business in the first place.
I think you have to be willing to give up a lot of stuff that I feel like men are okay with giving up that a lot of women aren't okay with giving up. Like, I'll admit there are some men who probably aren't okay with doing what we're doing. But like Trev said, like there are a lot of times where he's so busy that he can't see his girl. He can't take. He's out. You said it yourself. You're out 16 hours a day, right? Trev, you're out all day. Manual labor. You know what I'm
8
saying?
a.m. Sometimes I'll get back to 7,
Like
8
I did a shot where I had to get off work early, drive 2-3 hours, come back to the crib at 2 a.m. There's not many people that I know would be willing to do that in order to make sure that their business is successful.
So I think that's also dependent on, the person. Because I know a lot of women who will raise their kids. Like a lot of single mothers who own their own business.
But see, I think they're tough in a different way. Because I know for a fact I couldn't do what my mom did.
Hell no.
Raise two boys. I probably would have.
My mom did the same.
Beat the brakes off of me.
Women are 10 times stronger than men.
I was about to say they are. So that's. I guess that's what I'm getting at though. Women mentally, I guess when it comes to certain things, are 10 times.
So it's a different. Okay, I would agree with that 100%.
So we can't always like see like the bigger picture of like what's really going on. Cause
man, I think women actually, if they could sometimes remove some of the emotion, they would actually make better business owners than men.
Bro, oh my god.
I think they would too, but I think it like what Eman said, right? They are way stronger when it comes to like family oriented things. Like there's no way that me or my dad could do what my mom, like she's the GOAT. My grandma's the GOAT. Like she used to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning with me to go to swim practice.
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't do that. Like if I'd be like, man, I don't know, bro. You sure you want to swim? But she was mentally tough to do that. But they're tough in that lane. I feel like men were kind of like, we don't care about family as much.
I think
I don't know, man.
Men are. I'll put it like this: women can multitask a lot better than men.
Absolutely.
Men are one
Facts.
track minded. If I say I want to start this business, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna dedicate every single day to that business. A woman, she can say, I want to start a business, and then she said, I'm also gonna raise my kids, and I'm also gonna keep the family together. And I'm also gonna
Facts. Okay, I can agree with that. 100%.
So it's more so. I think it's more so that than the latter.
Okay, I can agree with that 100%.
So like men, we can't nurture a family and a relationship and all that stuff and then try to build a business at the same time.
Because our mind's not in it. Our mind's just not in it.
So it just seems like men are.
It's not that we don't care.
Like we don't take off work. Like we don't.
Successful. So that's not the case. We just we go balls to the wall because we only can focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah, like we don't like when it comes to like business, right? Like we don't take off work. Like your son got a football game. Well,
that's too damn bad.
Too damn bad.
He gonna have 30 more football games, so I can miss 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, like, and do my business. Okay, yeah, I'll agree with what Eman just said.
I will say this though, like Jazz, my girlfriend, she's in the process of starting a business, and
yes, sir.
One of the things that I will
love
say,
it.
One thing that I will say about her was that she's a student of everything that she does. She is very diligent about anything that she does. And I honestly think that she's gonna be more successful in her business than me.
That's what's up.
I think it depends, though. I think it depends. I wouldn't necessarily count yourself out just yet. I would think because I read.
You gotta see her.
So Nipsey Hussle, right? He had these list of books, right? That he thought that every black entrepreneur should read or something like that. One of the books was, I think it was The Way of the Superior Man or something like that.
Yeah,
I read the book. There's a lot more to us than we realize. In the book, it talks about the way of the masculine, the way of the feminine. And the way of the masculine, we operate completely different than how women operate.
Totally different. What's the name of the book again?
I think it's The Way of the Superior Man.
The Way of the Superior Man.
The reason
I'm gonna read it.
The thing is, men, or let me not say men, because it was gender neutral in the book, but the masculine spirit is solely focused on purpose, right? The feminine spirit is focused on change. That's why we can coexist so well together, because we're rooted in purpose, and there's so many things changing around us, but we're not affected by change. That's why we're one track minded. We focus on one thing, and we're gonna get it done because that's what we want.
Right.
Like I'll admit, like my business wouldn't be as organized or as good without my girl, because like she keeps like, bro.
My girl designed my website,
man.
Bro, my girl, like when I did like that essay I have on my website. my girl wrote that. I can't write. Bro, I'm kind of stupid.
That's not my thing.
Like, that's not my thing. Like, I think my girlfriend is smarter than me, like in a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, for
But
sure.
that's
So,
what
like-
you got to utilize your
But see,
strength.
that's why
It's the
that's
strength.
why men and women, you know, and that could step.
We
on
need
the
each
toe.
other.
I can
But we
see
need
why
each other.
I
We
can
need each
see
other.
why women can be a whole lot more successful at business than men because they can adapt to change easier than we can.
Yeah,
Men are very stuck in. We're very stuck.
Yeah,
in
I agree with that.
We're creatures of habit.
Yeah, and like, and I'll admit it too. Like my girlfriend, she was one of the main like pushers of my business.
Mine too.
Like
They'll support you too.
like she was
Oh my God.
she was supporting me more than some of the dudes I was close with. Then she was than
I
some of the
wanna take that
homies.
back.
But
I
see,
would take that back.
The girl's gonna be the realest. Your girl's gonna be the realest on your
She's
team.
the realest
I'll take
person on my
every
team.
time.
I can't fully say that though. I can't. It depends though. It depends on what kind of girl you bring to the table.
I'm sorry if you dating a girl and she's not 10.
I did.
Then
and that's why
she
see,
well, you
that's why I
single, you
said
single,
X.
you single, you single.
That's why I
I'm
said
single now.
X.
She wasn't the one.
Oh man.
I'm saying like cause like even with my girl now, like I be having to tell her, I be like, you can do this. Like you like this is done. You can make all A's. You can get that 4.0. You can get on Dean's list.
Right.
And she does it even more than my business. Like she does it like to the point to where I know when she criticizes one of my pictures and says it doesn't look good, she's saying that because she's like, if you upload that, it's not going to be good for your
But
business.
see, chances are she has an entrepreneurial spirit though.
She does.
I'm about to say not a lot of women have that too though. That's what I said. It's,
Okay,
it's a
that's
person
what.
thing.
Okay, I feel like that's what I was trying to say earlier when I said that.
For sure,
women
for sure.
can't. Because I feel like men, it's kind of like a combination of everything, right? Women can multitask. They can kind of do a business, kind of can take care of the family, kind of go to school, kind of do this. Men, we can't. Or you know what I'm saying?
They can do a little bit of everything.
Jack of all trades. Men, let's admit it, we kind of suck. Like,
Oh,
like
yeah.
we like.
Ooh, Praise gonna love hearing this.
Oh, Praise is good. She's finna block me, bro. Praise is one of our friends, and she hates everything I say. But she's,
Oh, man,
but,
she lives to argue with this man.
but I think the reason why my business is so good though is because of my girl.
Absolutely.
Like I know when she criticized my pictures or she told me to do this or helped me get this, like she has my planner. Like there's been times where I've double booked a photo shoot and she's like, you can't do it on that day.
See, and that's why you lucked out. You won, bro. And keep her, bro.
Listen,
Oh, you're going nowhere.
I used to, when I first started this, it was a pick up the phone. Somebody called me, pick up the phone. Hello? Yeah, you need TV money. When you need da da da. And I write it down. I put it in my phone and my notes. Jazz was like, you got to find something better. Jazz designed me a website. She managed it for a little while.
Oh my God.
She went in and did all the changes. At first, when she first did it, I'm paying for a website. I'm not even using it. I'm still picking up the phone like, yeah, I got you, da da da. She's like, use your website. And once I started using it, bro, my business, it became so fluid.
It comes easier too.
It's so much easier when it's all done for you. They go in, they make a website, they pay the deposit, get an email, it's in your calendar. I log into one app, check my calendar for the day. I know what's going on.
Bruh, I'm telling
That's
you.
so dope.
And
bro.
that's one of the
I love
coolest
that.
things about like black women versus black men though. I feel like black women, they could still, even if as a boyfriend you don't support her, she will still hold her own.
Facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She will still hold her on. It will still
I
flow.
forget everything, and Jazz is like,
Bro.
Yeah,
She
like
want it.
like
She
I
want
remember my girl was trying to tell people that like she manages me. And they was like, you don't manage her, you're his assistant. And I was like, no. I was like, no. She managed, like, I don't know what I'm doing.
let's be real here. She runs the business.
She runs the business. I just take the picture.
Right,
Like,
right. She
like
runs the
she
business.
gets a schedule. She be like, are you sure you want to do this? I be like, I don't know. Do I? Now
And
you
she'll
got
still
me.
and she'll market the business for you. She'll post on
Bro,
it.
she'll post
on the page.
Bro, she literally has her notifications like on. So when I post a picture, she immediately gets a text message and she reposts on her story. She
on.
comments. She like, if you go through, bro, I promise you, if you go through my Instagram right now, 90% of the photos I have, she's liked them and commented on them like, this
Man,
is
for
fine.
all y'all listening right now, man, if you don't have that person supporting you, just stay down until you find that person, because that person will come.
And you know what's even crazier though? She was doing this for free when my business was not that good. So when the pictures were kind of all right, they were whatever. She was like, "Oh, you so fine. Get my boyfriend. He's taking awesome photography.
Man, like, and a good girl so solid, bro. Like, people ask me, what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
I say I mount TVs. Jazz is like, man, he owns his own business. And da-da-da. I'm like, I wasn't even finna go into all of that. But Jazz is like, they gonna know what you do.
Yeah, my girlfriend.
They
is the same.
ride. They solid, bro. Like,
Yeah, my girl, she does the same thing too. Like I'll be like, yeah, you know, I take photos, and she'll be like, bro, like you're a photographer, like you do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Man, if I didn't learn anything from tonight, the only thing I am taking away is that I'm not gonna settle until I find that person.
That one, literally. And then like it makes me appreciate her so much more because I realize like she's just as tougher. Because you gotta be tough to date an entrepreneur or you know what I'm saying, someone in the business. Because for us it's easy. It's easy to get business, to make money, to give to your girl or to your family. Like you're a man, you're supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For girls, it's harder to support your man even when the business is not good.
You don't have no money.
When you don't have no money, the business is not good.
So I realized I dated somebody a long time ago, and I was working a lot. I was a car salesman. So
Oh, that's tough.
it was commission only.
Bro, you
So I used to have to be at work. I did 100 hours in a pay period once. The check was like 25 to 120. There's like 3 bands, but I was there 100 hours for it. So she wouldn't understand. Like if I'm sitting at home chilling and I got to call in and say, "Hey, it's busy up here. People selling cars."
Bro.
I gotta go.
bro.
Yeah.
Go.
I'm telling you, this whole quarantine thing right now, I got a newfound respect for people who stay at home all day, every day, and do nothing.
And do nothing.
I can't.
It's hard to be a bum.
It's a career.
So the girl that I'm with now, she
Talk about this man. This man, bro. You got to work a 9 to 5. You got to wake up. You got to go from the kitchen to the living room.
being a bum all day, bro.
Being a bum is hard, bro.
I can't. I be itching. I wake up in the morning. I gotta do something.
Bro, I literally had to take pictures of my girl one day randomly, and I was like, I gotta shoot
To pass
something.
the time.
I gotta shoot something.
That's why I started renovating my bathroom, man.
I'm telling you, to pass the time.
I'm bored.
I sat at the crib this whole time that I've been at home. I've been writing scripts. I want to get into shooting movies this year, so I've just been
do it.
typing scripts.
I'll let T Will.
Man, what? T Will been trying to work with me too, but I haven't
bro.
been shooting yet. So I was like, okay,
T
bet.
Will's alley, man.
Facts.
That's your alley too, apparently, Mr.
Nah, bro. Trev, listen, let me tell you something. I was. Oh man, I don't think I ever told you this too. I'm glad we're saying this. I want the world to hear this too, bro. It was me and Tommy in the back room behind the room that y'all were
we were doing the guns in the boxes.
Yes, bro. And it was me, Tommy, some other people, the baby's manager, and Spicy. We were all talking. They talked so much about you, T Will, and Zeph. They were like, bro, the baby, word for word, was like, bro, I don't know who those 3 are, but they are, bro. They really committing to this shit, bro.
You had
They
to sell it, man.
Bro,
When I was
they
younger,
loved you, bro.
When I was younger, one of my things was I wanted to be an actor, man. So
Bro.
I take advantage of those opportunities to be able to
You
do
know what's
something.
crazy though? I feel like something about your personality.
I said go for it.
It's something about like when I see you,
We gonna work, bro.
You know what's crazy though? I've gotten to a point where I don't want to be in front of the camera as much no more.
That's so for me.
really, it's kind of.
I don't want the
I could
celebrity.
relate. I could relate.
I don't want the celebrity.
I used to model so much before I
Yeah,
started
you
shooting.
was
I
famous.
flipped. I went to the other side of the camera because I didn't like being
I don't
out
like-
there.
I
I didn't
don't
like
like
when
the
people reposted pictures of me. It was weird. Like I could see how Summer Walker be tripping. She'd be like, man, I don't, like
I don't
that whole
like
social
it, bro.
anxiety
I don't
thing.
like the attention.
I don't.
See, it's crazy though, cause like someone like you're a good looking dude,
Right.
So it kind of annoys me that you don't like it, cause it's like, damn, bro, look at that jaw structure, like.
I hate
man,
it, bro.
beauty
Like,
is in the eye of the beholder, bro.
but listen, like I hate.
Bro, come on, that's a good looking dude. Look at him.
That's my nigga brother tattoos.
Come on, bro.
But listen,
you see that jawline right now?
I hate walking down the street, and I'm in a fraternity. I'm a noob, so I hate walking down the street and I see frat brothers and stuff like that. Like it's cool, like, but I like to be able to. I like to go and be a ghost. Like I like to walk around and not be seen.
I never
not
liked
be
that. I hate it.
I'm at Lennox and I'm walking down. It's like, hey Trev, like, damn, bro, like,
Bro,
it's
what?
not.
You know what's crazy? I feel you on that, because that happens to me. So it happens to me, but I don't even know who the people be.
I hate it. They be
Bro.
like, oh, and then it'll be like, hey Trev, how you doing? I'm like, hey, how you doing? What the hell was that?
Bro, people tell me, they be like, yo, Eman, I follow you on Twitter. I follow you on Instagram.
Bro,
Like,
I get the
so
Twitter. I get the
weird.
Twitter thing so much, and my girl be like, "Who is that?" I'd be like, "I'm gonna keep it a stack."
I
have
know.
no idea who that was.
I have no idea who that was.
Like one of her coworkers knew me, and was like, "Yeah, she following you on Twitter." I was like, "Who is it?" She was like, "X, Y, and Z," and I was like, "Probably." I was like, "Probably."
No idea who that is.
I was like, "I got 2K followers, bro. I don't know, bro. I
don't know who that is.
Maybe I probably said some wild shit."
but that just means
She,
like you're
she
doing,
retweeted it. She probably said I was stupid.
but you're doing big things, bro. The key to even functioning as a business now is to be marketable, to be out there in the
sell yourself.
open, you know. So
Sometimes, so I love what you do. So with me,
all publicity is good publicity. That's
listen.
Devin, bro.
Listen, I have to maintain a sort of
Image.
professionalism,
Yeah.
right? So like, if you go to my Instagram, I actually deleted a couple pictures where I'm starting to realize like I'm going into people's houses and I'm associated with my brand. My brand is I'm dealing with your home. I'm in your house, so I have to be clean. If I was a podcast guy, or if I was a creative, and I could be on Twitter wilding, oh man!
See, the thing is, the wilding on Twitter actually kind of helps my
I
business.
know it helps.
So
you.
it helps you, but it doesn't help me. And I can elaborate on that real quick because, bro, being a creative, and I think being a director, I can on Instagram I could look like a rock star. I could look like I'm on set with some of the biggest people. I can manipulate posts to make it look like I'm the hottest thing walking.
Yeah.
On Twitter though, those words are low key forever. So I really have to be mindful of a lot. I think that's just across any entrepreneur, like ever.
Yeah.
You have to be very mindful about
Look
the
at
things.
Kevin Hart. We just talked about that 4 years ago.
Bro, and
Cancel culture.
But it's like it comes back to bite you, and it's like now I have to be in the public eye. So if or let me say when, you know, I get to that point where I'm like 100K followers and I've got the world like literally watching every single thing I do.
I don't want to be famous.
I don't want to be famous.
I just want to be known in my demographic of where I can make money from it.
I've always thought that, and I want to be remembered for something.
But I think a thing with
Put
black
me
people,
in your AP classes for history.
Right, like
Devin Mann.
Devin gonna be somebody in history, but
I want to be remembered for something, bro. Like,
but I think doesn't. So that's the thing with what I'm starting to peep though. Like black people don't like fame a lot, which is weird to me because it's like we want to be remembered, but we don't want to be famous.
we want
And that's
notoriety.
weird.
Because if you're
than fame.
famous, you're gonna find something that you did once that was homophobic, transphobic,
But
sexist.
that's what I'm getting at.
Social
too, though,
media
like-
is the worst thing
and
that ever
people are
happened to us.
people will literally like. That's why I'm very specific in what I say on Twitter. Like it might be wild, but there's a hint of truth to it.
So
Like,
I think that's just the thing. Like I think just stay who you are. You know, like because a lot of people become famous and they lose themselves, and then eventually later down the line, or they just become really, really great and they forgot who they were, and then somebody like brings that back to light, and then it's like a whole big thing. But I feel like with being famous though, like look at a lot of people who are famous now, like or people who were famous in the past. Martin Luther King, everybody say he cheated on his wife.
several.
But it's Martin Luther King though. You know what I'm saying?
But
like
that's
that's why I don't want fame, bro. Like
even Kobe that
can't-
passed though, like you know what I'm saying, rest in peace.
Gail-
a lot of people
Gail
tried
brought
to
up
Gail
the
made
wrong
me
stuff.
so upset,
Yeah, bro.
man.
but at the same time it's like those are the things it's life.
That comes
and I
with
think
celebrity though.
so
That's why I don't want to be a celebrity.
because we're afraid of the cancel culture, and that's the problem though. I feel like everybody should just embrace
you know what's-
our past. You know,
Chris Brown.
And you know what's crazy? It's
just be in trouble.
It's black people who are the biggest cancel cultures of like everybody.
we're our biggest haters. Back to square one.
Like we're
are
full swing. All right, to close it out. But no, look, but we really are our biggest haters when it comes to social media, even when it comes to business, everything like that. We are our biggest haters.
This young lady started a lash business. It was and if you know anything about business, you know that those lashes wholesale for like $2.99, and then they'll resell them for $30. But listen, she put them in a prescription pill bottle.
I seen it on
I
Twitter.
saw that.
She
That
did all
was
of that.
so
It got
dope.
trending.
What was bad though, if you read through those comments, how many people hated on her?
They were like, "This is stupid.
Can't
Like,
believe
why
you
would
put them
you
in
do that?"
prescription bottles.
You're selling these lashes for $30, and you're paying $1 for the bottle and $2 for the lashes. Bro,
What do you think a business is?
what do you
But
think
see,
business? Why are
that's-
you hating on her,
That's
bro?
the key thing, though. A lot of people don't get that business the bartering system, this has been around for centuries.
How much
It doesn't matter.
Fashion over fit costs?
Bro, there's 3 things.
cents.
I'm about to say, business is genderless. It is
Yeah, facts.
raceless. Like, it's purely based off of
business.
how much you can think and predict and act on before it even happens.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, if you could see those opportunities, if you could say, okay, I'm about to jump online, I'm about to buy these from Alibaba or wherever it is that you get these lashes from,
Facts.
and then hold like, you know what I'm saying, like resell.
Do what you gotta do.
Do what you gotta do, because it's like you can see it, other people can't. So that's why there's such a big gap between those who don't own their businesses, those who don't own things, versus those who do, because a lot of people who do own those things, they can see it.
And the thing is, to me personally, is like when I see businesses, like when I see black people start businesses that we need to do in our own community, our own culture, and I see people diss it, I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? Like nail salons are literally owned. Like, I don't understand why people, like, it drives me insane.
Because nobody has sat us down and had that conversation with us, saying that, okay, y'all like to get y'all nails done so much, just own a nail salon.
Literally, like, I don't.
It's as simple as that.
It's one of my dreams, man.
But if
one
we
of my goals
can't
is to own a
see
nail
that-
salon.
one of the things I want to own.
You better
I
holler at your
want
knee over it.
I want to own.
Boy.
I want to own a nail salon with a barbershop.
I want to do something like that.
Like, I want to own something like that. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. Like, if you can get your hair cut and your girl get like a mani pedi, like, you know what I'm saying?
same
45 minutes.
Go
You can get in and out at the same time.
Yeah.
I want to own a
I think
sound
that's.
stage. Like,
I'm gonna
for
trademark
film
it.
and
That no one
stuff.
steal that.
Okay, but
no one steal that.
Listen.
Don't do
Let me
that.
ask you this though: do you really want your girl at the same place you getting a haircut?
No.
But see, that's the thing. Wait. Time out though. Time out. That's the thing. It's gonna be separate. It's gonna be 2 different sides.
Okay. All right,
Like, it's not like you can literally see your girl.
I say get 2 different buildings.
you can get 2 different buildings. But I'm saying,
like, I won't. The barbershop is like a sacred.
it is a sanctum.
Yeah.
It's a sanctum.
Yeah.
You're
so,
right.
Like, you walk in there, you don't want. It's freedom. Like,
It's the homies.
that's like kicking it with the homies. Like, you can. There's locker room talk, banter.
Yeah.
You know. What
No,
I'm saying?
you're absolutely right. But like, in my mind, the building would be like, you could walk in together, but then you could go to the.
Then go do
Like,
your
I've
thing,
seen-
and then it's
That's like a
when I'm
spa,
done, you're
like-
done.
Like,
Yeah.
I've seen some
They
hair
do that
salons
at
like
spas
that.
and stuff too.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how I do it in my mind. But like, I just think it's wild that, like, to me, I think it's so wild that I can't really name a black owned like business or a clothing company that's built for black people. Like we're built.
Can't name one either.
because I feel like
Can you?
our mindsets are so small that we don't think big picture, and that's why I was talking about the t-shirt thing too, because everybody in their mama has a t-shirt line.
Yeah.
Nobody has a clothing brand or fashion label.
I've always thought that
Okay.
that clothing lines are the hardest business to start.
No, it's the easiest. It's the easiest.
Let me rephrase. To start, no. To make successful.
No, I feel like
it's hard.
I feel like it kind of sort of.
it's the equivalent to me to like making music. Like it's
I
rap.
was just about to say, it's the
Because
rap of business.
If it's hot in the streets, it's hot. Like, let's take God is Dope for example. God is Dope.
I heard
Put
their
the
customer
words
service is terrible.
trash, but actually no, they can hear it. I don't care. If you put the words "God is Dope" on a T-shirt, it's sellable. Why? Nobody's gonna tell you.
God's
God
not dope.
God is not dope.
Right.
You know, it got hot. They start off with the wristbands, sold T-shirts, had a storefront. Simple. Because of how marketable it was. It was hot. It's the same thing as like if I start rapping and I want to sound like Lil Baby and I started making like hella music that sounds like Lil Baby, it's gonna work. It's a formula that's already been proven to work. So if I make T-shirts, I just have to find the formula. Like, what kind of clothes do people wear? That's how I started doing it. I was like, okay, what's hot? Okay, so I got to think about fabrics. What fabrics do people like? What's the style on the shirt that people like?
What's the current trend?
But I think that's the problem though. With like,
Maybe my gears just don't turn that way.
But see, my thing is, right, Fashion Nova is owned by a white lady. From what I understand, I could be wrong. It's owned by a white lady in Cali.
The thing is all that stuff is Alibaba, AliExpress.
oh yeah,
Okay,
that's,
I get
so
that.
that's a big part of why I stopped doing a different day.
But see, I get that. But like me personally, it's like we know black people are built different. Like the men to the women, right? Women tend to be curvier, bigger butts, bigger thighs, larger chests. Men like naturally like we just, I don't know what it is. Like our genetics, like we're freaks of nature. Like
We're naturally athletic.
we're naturally
built.
just athletic. Like pants don't fit us, shirts don't tight. Like, you know what I'm saying? We know how we're built.
Right.
Why are we not building clothes for ourselves? Like, I'm not even talking about sneakers.
That's the part that I
I'm
was
talking
getting
about
at too.
pants,
like,
shirts.
It's all about, so if we're talking black entrepreneurship, we also have to think about what companies, what businesses are we building that are for the people. If we're, so like back in the day, we had FUBU, Cross Colors.
We were so lit.
Rockaware.
Because it was
Rockaware.
the culture and they made clothes to fit. If you watch some of the early like Fresh Prince episodes, he was rocking like black owned brands.
Yes.
Tupac too. Like they were wearing clothes that fit, and it was for like the culture, for what was happening during that time. Like the pants were baggy down low, but it was tapered to fit around the waist. Like it was
Around the waist,
structurally-
yes.
When I used to study fashion, like I studied that era. It was structurally fit to support, you know what I'm saying, the artist or
culture.
the actor, whoever was wearing it.
Or
Doing
we
whatever
were
it was.
tall with broad shoulders so that you could see the flow of the fit. Like
how
you
it was.
knew what you were doing.
But nowadays, I think the fashion side of everything kind of got watered down to where everybody wants to make t-shirts and put out t-shirts, and it doesn't help us. I feel like if people want to start fashion labels and study the art of fashion and create things for pieces for black people, I support that. What I'm not against, but what I'm not really like all for is t-shirt lines, because if I support my homie, you know what I'm saying, give him $20 for a t-shirt, it's going to end up in my closet somewhere on the floor, or I'm just going to wear it to the gym.
Yeah,
to work
like,
out. But it literally helps nothing.
Right.
yeah, like I need you to come out with a brand that is actually going to fit us and like do for us.
Something
like
I
I just
wanna
don't want a shirt that has your brand name on it. Like I need like an actual clothing design. Like I need seasons. I
Exactly.
need different versions of
So
it.
that's
I need,
the hard part. So when we're talking about like, is fashion hard to get into? It costs a lot of money. Black people don't have label money to make a fashion label, like build a fashion house. We don't have that kind of money, but we can make t-shirts because it's cheaper to print.
Okay, let me put y'all on game. Black people always complain about getting business loans, and Wells Fargo doesn't. You're absolutely right. They're not going to give you a business loan. Go to a black bank. They'll give you a business loan.
Or a credit union.
Or a credit union. Or a local credit union, right? You might only find one or two of them, right? Most foreigners, when they come over here, like Indian people, they get those loans from the black businesses or credit unions. They don't go to Wells Fargo.
Man.
It's not happening.
Even if they don't even do all that.
Like
I just applied
wait,
for a line of credit from Wells Fargo.
that's what's up.
Ooh,
But
Declined.
declined.
damn.
I believe it.
They'll give you. I tweeted about it. They'll give you a $60,000 student loan before they'll give you a $10,000 business loan.
I believe
They'll
that.
do it. But see, the crazy part is, right? I actually know a couple Indians who do this. They get credit unions or they get like my friend, she doesn't own it, but her family owns like 8 gas stations. I'm like, dang, how'd y'all get 8 gas
I actually
stations?
know somebody, like, an Indian family that owns a gas station.
I was
too
like, how did y'all
in my
get 8
neighborhood.
gas stations? She said, oh, we went to this small bank in some whatever. She was like, it's not even that big. And I was like, what? I was like, you didn't go to, she was like, why would we go to Wells Fargo? And I was like, you putting me on
That's a
game.
smart thing to do.
The smaller
And
banks
that's how
want
I-
to grow too. If
and
the
that's
smaller
how they
banks
grow.
want to grow, they got to make money. How do they
And
make
that's
money?
how I found
Interest.
out that they use like Indian people use black businesses more. I mean, black banks more than we do, and we don't even use them.
Because we're not taught. We're just not. And the thing is, we don't have, like we said earlier, we don't have those role models to really put us on game as to how to do these things. We watch other cultures do that before us. And because we still don't have those role models, you know, set in place to teach us, all we're going to do is watch from the outside.
Okay, I'm gonna put y'all on game. If y'all want to know how to do black business and how to get really good, watch anything Killer Mike related. Killer Mike is, or Ti.
Or Chameleonaire too.
I know we,
Millionaire.
I know we be
Chameleonaire got
joking
bread.
about Ti, but he's actually like,
They
all
smart.
jokes aside, he invests
He's
a
a
lot.
businessman.
He invests so much into the black community.
Jay-Z, low-key. too.
And like Killer, if you look at videos of Killer Mike talking about his business, he talks about going from black banks. He talks about, you know, risk and capital and everything. Like he teaches you everything you need to know on a general level.
Right.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing though. The general level, I think that it's a great thing too, because it's a starting point, but it's also hard for a lot of people who we're not face to face with these people every day. So if we just listen to certain things every day, it's kind of hard for us to to do without actually physically being in that presence of X person.
I think you're right in the sense that we need to be like we need to have a mentor, but I also think like in anything you do, you need to do your research first and get a basis of what they're talking about.
Oh yeah.
Because like even with Trevor doing his business, he was like, dang, like I was right in not hiring employees because I know what I was doing. Like I needed to get my foot wet or my foot in the door in order to figure out what exactly and even with me with photography, before I even shot anything, I sat down with you for like 3 hours at that Starbucks and I was like, what do you do? I was like, how do you do this? X, Y, and Z.
But that was after graduation.
That was right after graduation. And then even I would be texting Tommy. I'm like, bro, like, what does this setting do? Like, what is this? And I feel like we as Black entrepreneurs and Black solopreneurs and people that just try and get their foot wet in the business, we don't do that base ground or that base ground research, or like we don't like the muddy stuff.
Yeah,
we don't like the dirty grinding like we want it, like you said earlier, and like you said earlier, we like the fast. Where my million at? Like, can I get this? I want the diamond chain. I want 3 Ferraris in the house with the mansion.
I think even within the early stages of the business, like a lot of us we don't like that because we don't want to work hard. It's also like what I'm starting to see is most people who jump into a business are afraid to fail early, because
failing's okay,
but
you have to fail to learn.
A lot of people, we're not built to fail though. We're not our mind doesn't think about failure, or we think fear of failure, so we act in ways to avoid fear. You know what I'm saying? Avoid failure.
Right, let me tell you this story about this Indian family I met last year with Alpha and them. We went to a random party, like I think the day before, like somewhere around New Year's. We went to a random party. We drove into the neighborhood, and I was like, oh, these people different. Like everyone got to be a millionaire in this neighborhood. They don't have houses; they have estates. So we go into the house. We go to the bottom of the house. The bottom of the house bathroom had a gym in the bathroom. I swear on my soul. Bruh. And so I was like, bro, I have to ask this. I had to ask the son of the house. I was like, what do your parents do? Like, are they doctors? Like, I don't know what they do. And he was like, well, my dad is a business owner. And I was like, oh, like, what does he own? He owns 12 Burger Kings or something like that, like 12 or 13 Burger Kings. But he said before all of this, his dad is from India, like straight from India. They were poor, like they had nothing. And I say literally nothing, like living on the streets type shit. They come to America. He got his business degree or whatever, and he was working as an accountant. And he did it for like 2 years, and he was like, I can't do this. So he stopped working with him and his girl, or his current now wife. They tried to do some gas stations that was barely making money. Like they was barely cutting even.
You know how little gas stations make?
They don't make it. Depends. It depends on the gas station, but a lot of them don't make that much money.
They don't make that much money.
You need like 10 or 12.
It's volume based.
You need like 10 or 12 in order to make like $200K a year.
That was a business that I thought about doing. Wow. I realized that you have to have a lot of them to make any money off of it.
Yeah.
That's insane.
But they were trying to do the gas stations and it didn't work. So they shut that down. And then they tried to open up a couple restaurants. Didn't work. Shut that down. They got lucky because in Alabama, this lady was retiring. But for some reason, the Burger Kings in Alabama are so successful. I don't know, country folk, whatever, are so successful. They don't even know how he found out about it. But he went down to the lady and he was like, what can I do to get half of your Burger Kings? And she was like, as long as you take care of my workers and pay them a good wage, I'll sell the Burger Kings to you. He said, whatever you want, put in a contract, we'll take it. 3 years later, they all millionaires. So like the dad bought the Burger King with the uncle. They all bro, I'm talking about they had a Maserati, they had a Phantom, they had like 3 Audis, they had a Bentley. Bro, they had a Wraith. Bro, they had so much stuff.
You know, one thing that they do very well, foreigners do very well. So I read this thing. I'm sure y'all seen it where like, and I confirmed it, where like Asian people, they come to our country and they'll all put money into a pot to start a business and then they'll redo it for each other. So like,
that's dope.
If you could get 10 brothers to put $1,000 a piece,
that's $10K
into a pot, that's $10,000
tax free,
and you start a business,
no interest.
So you started right. It's a $10,000 loan for a business.
Man,
So then you let the business run for 3 or 4 years. Then you get your money back, and y'all do it again, and again, and again, and again.
That's
now everybody's
crazy.
minority owners in all these different businesses.
That's what Jewish people do too.
so African people do that, but we don't necessarily do it with businesses though. We do it with like, I guess, paychecks and stuff. So what we'll do is like, let's say we get paid X amount of dollars. We'll take out some, which you would normally put in your savings, and they will all put into a pot. So it goes in a rotation. I forget the name of it too. I got to ask my mom, but it goes into a rotation. Let's say 10 people are in this rotation, right? The first person, let's say all 10 people put in $100, you get 1,000.
Yeah.
And then it goes like that. So it goes in a circle. So like the next 2 weeks, the next person will get 1,000. So it's almost like you getting your savings back. So the 10th round, like you're getting your 1,000 back. That's all it is. You just put in your money, you're getting it back. So it's like a savings account, but like.
That's what Jewish people do too. And people don't realize it, but like Jewish people, when they talk about investing, they invest into like the family. So they invest a lot into insurance policies. So like when you die, that return, like it's kind of.
Man, I used to want to have a bar mitzvah when I was
It's morbid, but
yeah, it's a little bit more, but like when you die, like you get all that money back. Like you get millions.
They cash in on death.
Yeah, and also like to also put y'all on game, like why millionaires are so rich and billionaires are a lot of rich too, is because so a capital gain is different than an income gain.
capital gains.
So income gains are based off like, you work, I pay you this much money.
Yeah.
You're taxed on a percentage of how much you make.
Right.
So when people talk about billionaires and millionaires are taxed less than the working person,
it's the capital gains tax.
You're right and you're wrong at the same time.
It's because they have different write-offs too.
It's
that
they
too,
understood
but also
the system.
They understand the system to finesse.
Yeah.
It's not that they're working harder than you or you're working harder than them. They know the system and they're a little bit smarter than you, because a 15% capital gain. So it's only 15% forever.
Mm-hmm.
So if I sell $100,000 house, $100 million house,
mm-hmm.
and I get 10%, return on that, I only pay 15% of that 10%.
Mm-hmm.
So if I make $1 million, I'm only paying 15% of that million. But if I have a salary of $300K,
mm-hmm.
I'm doing a progressive tax.
Yeah.
So 10%, then 15%, then 35%, then 45%. So yes, I'm taxed lower as a millionaire, but only because I'm doing the right type of income for me. That's why real estate is so easy to get rich in.
Yep.
Because you get commission based off of how many houses you sell, independent, or if you work with like Kelly Williams or whatever. And even with stocks, right? Like let's say you have a company, Trev, or you do have a company, and you have stocks. If I buy those stocks and then sell them stocks back, I'm only taxed 15% of that money.
Right.
That's why they're so rich, because they're taxed lower.
That's why they get paid in stocks.
They understand the game.
Jeff Bezos and those big CEOs, they get paid in stocks.
Stock dividends.
But you know how much they paid in taxes? Nothing.
Well, see, they
next to nothing.
See, they do write-offs and say they make no money.
Facts.
Because they do their revenue stream. Like they'll say, "Oh well, all the money we made, we put back into the business, so technically we make."
So
anything.
that's probably the downfall of capitalism. A lot of people are looking at capitalism
Facts.
like, "Oh man, but they do this, they do that," and that. I think people are so focused on
the downfall
of like how they finesse the system versus like, dang, how can I do that too?
But then like people think like, bro, everyone finesses the system.
Facts.
You don't see me complaining about you speeding on the highway. And I'm not comparing apples to oranges, but I'm saying no one is gonna follow any set rules in any system.
Fam, some people
It's
claim
not gonna
other
happen.
people's kids on their taxes to get some
Right?
write-offs. Like,
Bro, your mom, I promise you, ask your mom how many people she claiming on her taxes. I promise, if you're an only child, I promise you it's more than one.
Oh yeah.
No one's claiming one person on their taxes. No one's claiming two people on their taxes. They claiming one. Like my homeboy claimed his sister.
I've seen people claim like 4 or 5 kids. That's not.
You
theirs.
think I'm laughing? You think I'm joking? Because he was like, "Yeah, my tax return like
But
5."
see-
I was like, "How'd you get 5,000?" He's like, "I had to claim my sister." I was like, "Bro, you aren't going to jail."
But see, when you look at it though, rich people just do it on a bigger scale.
they do it on a bigger scale.
So let's say they buy a yacht, right? And you
Write off.
write off, right? But then you take some disabled kids out on that yacht X amount of times per year. Now you pay no taxes on it.
Yeah.
Or basically what you paid on that yacht, you get back in tax money from your business.
What? Let's talk about philanthropy, bro. A lot of big billionaires and millionaires, when they run these little like quote unquote philanthropy ventures, anything with charity, bro.
They just funnel it back into themselves.
Bro, what? The dude that and he's a frat brother too. the guy that said he was gonna start the grant to pay everyone's loans at Morehouse that year.
Yeah.
Bruh, it was literally all an account that he set up, just funneled all the money in there so that way it wouldn't get taxed. And I think it's a write-off on your taxes too.
Wait, so did he pay
Bro, I don't know.
You talking about the dude who paid
the black guy
graduating class?
Yeah.
He gave the speech and he was like, I'm gonna pay for y'all.
No, he didn't say he was gonna pay. He said I'm gonna start a grant.
Oh, so people didn't even get the story right.
Bro, literally, if you watch
Time out.
if you watch the interview, I might be misquoting him, but I think he said I'm gonna start a grant. I think he said me and my wife or something like that. We're gonna start a grant. I don't think I heard him say I'm gonna pay your student loans.
He said he's paying them, bro.
See, but the reason why I'm gonna say I might believe Eman because I never
watched the whole thing.
I never watched the whole thing, and I just heard what people say from Twitter.
Yeah.
So I was like, I thought it was dope. I was like, but then people was complaining he should have been doing this. Man, shut up.
But that's the thing though. Like Bill Gates does it.
That's socialism though.
That is socialism. I think socialism is evil.
That's that you got $1 million. You got $100 million and you gave up $1 million. You should give up 20 million. No.
See, I don't
have to give a penny.
See, I don't like that mentality because of the fact that like no one deserves like Bill Gates doesn't deserve your money the same way you don't deserve Bill Gates money. Right. If you don't like billionaires, stop buying their stuff.
You know what's so interesting though? I think entrepreneurs are not socialists.
You can't be.
They're not.
Can't be.
You can't
because we literally busted our ass to make X amount of dollars. So we know what it's like on the other side to have a lot of money and then for people to look at you like, bro, you're not giving back. What's wrong with you, bro? X, Y, and Z. Like,
and you know what I did to get here?
Yeah, like, do you know how hard I grinded, bro?
But there
sleepless
is
nights, going to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, waking up at 8.
Giving back
that's
to
not everybody's story though.
But see now, giving back to the community is a good thing. It's always a positive thing. Even if you really study how to make money, it's in the laws of making money. You have to give back. It's a thing.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna sit here. If Jeff Bezos, who's a billionaire, if the world says if I have $1 billion and the world is like that's fucked up, you should give the world $1 billion. If I give all my money and assets back to the world, how much do I have?
Nothing.
So
and how much does the world give back to you then?
Zero. So why in the world would I do that?
Exactly.
And the thing to me is like, I understand that you're salty that you're not rich and he's rich as hell and that he made this business, but also you gotta realize he is providing value to thousands and thousands and
how many
thousands.
jobs he's giving,
bro. Literally without Jeff, bro. Like,
okay, so yeah, he's giving back jobs, but I would say like the work life balance is trash.
I won't say it's not, but I'm just
it's
at some point it becomes a job as a job too, though.
Touche.
I mean, yeah, I get that maybe not every job is perfect or whatever, but it's like at the end of the day, bro, you could be homeless on the street, nothing.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody's got to do the things that
someone
you don't
has to do that you don't want to do,
Bro.
which is why I don't downplay any jobs.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, you can't complain about someone else being richer than you and saying, how are you going to tell a citizen? Like, this is like the base argument that I think against socialism. How are you going to tell a citizen, someone with same rights as you, that they need to fix the community? A citizen, that is the government's job.
That's the government's job.
So, I'm not going to put my faith in another human being, a citizen, a person, to be like, you know what, because you have X amount of dollars, you should be doing this. No, what is wrong with you?
So
Stop thinking that.
I guess the difference between entrepreneurs, or I wouldn't even say people who are entrepreneurs, people who own and people who are owned. The big difference is in the two questions, or in the two things. The question being why or how, and I can't. People who own ask how. So if people say, okay, that's messed up, Jeff Bezos doesn't give back to the community during this time or whatever, right? People are so focused on the negative, but someone who's really interested in owning something and being, that person who can have something that like they can say is their own, like a tangible thing that they can say is their own, they'll ask, okay, how do I get to that point? How can I sit here and learn and start something for myself and, put my family on, put my friends on, put my people on? Like, black people don't ask how. We don't ask how or why.
That's my logic a lot of times.
That's
like
my logic too.
when I see like, Me personally, I don't want to be a billionaire. I don't think like I don't need that much money like ever. So
it would be nice.
It would be very nice, but I think
I agree with that.
Like,
At some point you get to it's like, okay, I have so much money that I don't know what to do with.
I don't know what to do with. So, but when I see millionaires, like people with like $4 or $5, $10 million, my question is, dang, like why are they so rich? Like they should be. My question is, how do I get to that level as well?
Bro. And
like I've never hated on anyone being like when I see people richer than me, I don't hate. I'm like, what did you do to get to this point? And they think I'm so weird. I be like, no, like seriously, like because I used to work for what is it called, a country club, and you know if you're in a country club, like 90% of people there are millionaires. Yeah. So I would like when I was a lifeguard there, I would literally ask like the moms that would come early with their kids. I'm like, what does your husband do, or like what do you do? And they'd be like, oh, X, Y, and Z. I met a guy who built stadiums for colleges. Like he owns a company. Like his company built LSU Stadium. So I was like, how did you get to that point? Like, what did you do? And most of them, like no cap, they was like they quit their jobs. And I feel like when you tell, and sure, maybe you're right. Maybe you can't quit your job because you're stuck in a cycle. But you gotta take a faith. You gotta take a leap.
Man, it's hard. I won't say so. I used to be a validation engineer at a pharmaceutical company, working 40, 45 hours a week. And I was making really good money. And so I actually ended up getting fired from that job. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Man, okay. That's a good way to look at it, for real.
I hated it. So I did what any black person does when they get a nice job. They buy a car.
Oh man.
I did what any black person does. I went and bought a car. And that's the first step. That's the first misstep. And then so after that, I realized, I was telling the girl that I was dating at the time, I was like, the only reason that I have this job is because I got to be able to pay for this car. I hate doing what I do. I hate going here. That's when I realized that 9-to-5 life wasn't for me.
Robert Kiyosaki said it, bro. It's called the rat race, man.
Yeah, we're trying to compete with the Joneses. We're trying to keep up with being broke. Yeah. So I did that, and I was like, damn, like the only thing that the only reason it's keeping me at this job is because I got to pay for this car. I hate this job. I hate waking up and going to this 9-to-5 and doing office desk work. Like, it's not my thing.
I feel that.
So then I got fired. I was saying that, and then I totaled the car before I got fired. 6 months before I got fired, I totaled the car. The night before I totaled the car, I was on the phone with my mom, and I said, Mom, I'm tired of paying this car note. The very next day, I totaled the car. Sheesh. Nobody got hurt.
You think that's like divine intervention?
I do. 6 months later, I got fired from that job. Man. Even though I was making good money, I was mismanaging my money. Yeah. I was very bad about it. So I was making good money, and it's like you would think that I had money in my pocket, but I didn't. I'm paying $700 a month for this car with insurance and all that stuff, rent and all these things, and I'm mismanaging the hell out of my money. So by the time I got to the point where I totaled that car, like finances are real bad, credit shot, all this, like I'm like really going through it. So in that 6 months where I didn't have a car note, I caught up on everything. And in my eyes, that was God saying, okay, you want to get rid of this car note, boom, it's gone. Nobody got hurt. Yeah. That accident was bad. I got T-bone going full speed. I'm going 45 miles an hour. I got T-bone. I didn't have a seatbelt on, nothing.
Oh, man.
Walked away like nothing happened. 6 months, God was like, okay, you got 6 months. Get your money right. 6 months later, I'm finally like, dang, I got some extra money in my pocket. Like, things are looking up. Fired. Okay. So what does that mean? You said you hated the job. Start your own. And now I can't see life any other way.
Bro. I feel that. I feel like
every time I look at something, I look at Walmart and I'm like, dang, they probably paid 35 cents for this and they selling it for $10.50. Or I look at anything. I look at everything as what are they paying for it and how much are they selling it to me for? Yeah. Absolutely everything.
That's the key. How? When you ask that question, how
are you?
It opens up so
like I'm
much.
The same. I'm the like sometimes like my friends or girls will look at me and they'll be like, "What do you think about?" Like I just be thinking in my mind, like, bro, I'm not meant to be normal. Like I'm not meant to be one of the masses. Like I'm sorry. Like, and Isaac says it all the time. The chosen ones choose themselves. Like, I'm sorry. Like, and there's nothing wrong with being normal and 9 to 5 and having 2 kids with
It's
a
not
wife.
knocking nobody.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Not.
It's just not meant for like.
It's
I am
just-
not.
me.
I am
It's
not
not for
meant
me.
to be.
It's literally just stating that we think different. That's all it
I'm
is.
literally not meant to be a typical black dude with a job, a 9 to 5, making like 110 a year. Got a wife and kids. She's making like probably 110 or 100, whatever she does. We got 2 or 3 kids. We adopt one maybe. Like, I'm not meant to live that life, bro. I'm meant to like
I'm different.
Like, I'm not saying I have ADD, but like I can't. Like when I'm at work sometimes and I'm just chilling, I'm like, bro, I can't see myself doing this for like.
That's literally how I walked out, bro. The last month of my job, I was like I was sitting at my desk and I was getting jittery. I used to get up, walk to the bathroom, take a quote unquote bathroom break, walk back to my desk, get back up, pretend to make a phone call. Like I couldn't be there, and I knew I could. But
So
I can't like.
Derek used to work at the same place that I used to work.
yeah.
And
It's my broom.
yeah, Derek Boone. And you can ask him. Like I never was at my desk. I hated it.
Because it wasn't for you.
I was it wasn't for me. Like I went downstairs once and there was this dude named Harold, and older dude. Harold was probably like 60 something years old.
Yeah.
Harold told me that he retired from Colgate for 21. He worked at Colgate for 21 years, and then was working at Osmotica. And I'm like, dog, like I knew right then, like you've been working for somebody for 30 years.
That was my first mistake. The very first day that I started working at the company, bro. They were showing me around, and I sat down next to this person. She was about to retire, and she was like, "Yeah, I've been with." She said, "I've been with this company for, I want to say about 10 years." She worked somewhere else, but like, I'm watching somebody on her way out as I'm in my way in.
Yeah, their mindset
40
is totally
plus years, bro. I'm not even 40 yet. Imagine living or doing work for 40 plus years under somebody else. But see, the thing is, it's not a problem. It's not to bash anybody who does. That's just not how I operate.
It's just not how I'm
and it's
built.
not even. And I think the problem with 9 to 5 versus owning your own business or doing your own thing is that a lot of people who work 9 to 5 feel some type of way about entrepreneurs because we like to give off. We rub it a certain way. Like
I'm not saying I'm better than you.
But that's how it comes
you.
off though. It's like if I own a business, it's almost like you're shitting in somebody's face. Like it's like I'm finna be successful. You're not. And that's the biggest.
I don't like entrepreneurs with that mindset because like,
but a lot of people. So we live in this era where it's sexy to be an entrepreneur.
Those are the losers.
It's the trend. It's the trend though, because a lot of people see owning your own business as a fad. It's like, man, you know what I'm saying? I could flex. I could take naps when I want. I could do whatever when I want.
It's not a fad though. Like,
but a true business owner knows, that you're
work
dedicating
harder. You probably work more than
23 hours of the
Easily.
day at least to your business.
bro, like me and like when you're for a little bit, like when you have a full-time job, when you get off of that job,
God.
you're working on your business,
Bro.
So you're working 40 hours a week, and you're also working 40 hours a week on your end doing your stuff. Like, bro, you're shooting all weekend. You're shooting like literally.
There are no breaks. There's no happy hours. There's no
off on the weekend.
even bro. During my lunch breaks, I would literally get on the phone with a client for videos. I would talk to them. I'll be going over the treatments, and I'll come back to work, and everybody's like, "How was your lunch? How was your lunch?" This and that third.
That was me the same way. Like
working.
I'm literally working. Like I'm editing. I'm retouching a photo.
I'm about to say, you could ask Braxton. I used to work with Braxton. Me and him would go to lunch sometimes. Only thing I'll be doing, I'll be on my laptop.
Like my boys at work see me
Working.
do it. Like when I'm on like my break or my lunch break, like I'm literally editing. They're like, dang, bro. I'm like, man,
I gotta get it.
I gotta get it.
Gotta get
It's
it.
so I will say this: we had 2 different experiences building a business. See, like for me, it was hard. It's tough because the money that I'm making, I'm living with too.
Yeah.
So like, it's tough. It's
But see,
So I've experienced that too, because
tough.
I've had I would say I'll call it a privilege. I've had the privilege of having a paycheck from a Fortune 500 company, right, and then going to living off of what I'm making in my business. But the thing is, none of that shit matters because I still choose you know,
still choose what I'm doing.
the ownership route any day, because it's not about the money. I literally love waking up every day
and having the power to do it all.
Fam, I look at my phone and I'm just like, bruh,
This is dope.
I can do whatever the hell I want today.
See, the thing that I think that makes like not having a job makes you more successful is because you need to be successful.
Yeah.
Like not even the money just to live off of. Like, bro, if you want to eat,
because
if you
that's
want
how we
food,
operate. That is how we operate as humans. Human beings are naturally go-getters. We
you
hunt
need
for
purpose.
Think
You
about
need
it.
purpose.
Whenever your bank account's running low, you're not gonna sit here and be like, "Damn, I ain't got no money." Your
You're
mind,
thinking,
how do I get this money?
How can I get some more?
How? You're not gonna stop asking that question until money lands in your account so you can pay those bills.
Absolutely. Like that's why I think when like Trev, right? When you got fired from the job and you doing your own business, like that's why I think your business was, because I follow your tweets. Like you're one of the few accounts that like I like to stalk a little bit. No cap. Eman too a little bit. Isaac a little bit. Campbell a little bit. Whatever. But
I like to troll. So you know what I'm saying?
You're a monster. But
y'all be smart. I like to troll.
but no, like I look at your tweets and like I remember like your first few tweets about your business, and you was like, man, this is like my 10th mount. And I'm like, oh, that's like in my mind, I'm like, oh man, that's dope.
Oh my God.
And now, and I remember the tweet you said about the employee, and then I remember the tweet you're like, man, I'm growing my business, and like I'm just like, bro, that's so dope, because I feel like
we started
like that
we
makes
watched
you
start. That's
that
the
makes
dope
you
part.
that makes you go get it,
Bro.
like when like all the millionaires be like, yeah, I had to quit my job.
Yeah.
Bro, when you quit your job, bro, you're in survival mode.
Yeah.
You're thinking
You
of
have no choice.
you're thinking of like, and I feel like that's like my cushion with my job, because like my job pays very well. And like, yes, I make a lot of money from photography, but I really do feel like I could make way more.
So the thing, I think with you, the thing is, the day you do decide to leave, you'll be okay. And the reason why I say that is because you have a strong support system around you.
Oh, facts.
That will literally give you advice. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we were talking about. The thing that the Black community doesn't have.
Yeah.
That's why I say your cushion is still there.
Yeah. And like even with you with neighborhood rejects and like quitting your job, like, bro, I swear, when I don't know if you realized it, but when you quit your job, like I swear you were shooting like a music video like every single day.
I didn't have a choice.
I think when Eman quit his job, it was like 3 months after you graduated, bro.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
it was damn near like you walked in the door and turned right back around. I was like, yeah, this ain't it.
Yeah. I remember the video you uploaded, right? You uploaded a video, or no, Braxton took a video of you and was like, oh, it's Eman at work. And you was in like the gray suit.
Yeah.
And then literally 2 months later, he was like, LOL, I ain't got no job.
It was like, so I guess we'll let the people know what it is. I started working in January. I graduated in December 2018. January 2019, I got my first corporate job, right? I was super happy because I could be like, y'all, I got a job fresh out of school. Mama, I made it. First day on the job, it was cool because the only thing that was on my mind was how much that check was.
Yeah.
Because of my
See that comma?
Because of my degree, I was able to make more than a lot of people at that job. So I walked in already paid more than most people. So I was cool, and I was like, man, you know what I'm saying? I might get a car. That was on my mind. It was the first thing on my mind. I was gonna get a car. Because Braxton had a brand new car. He got a Camaro. So I was like, bro.
Big flex.
Bro.
That's what I did.
Braxton pulled
went
up
and
in a
bought a Camaro.
Camaro. Braxton, we parked next to each other often. Braxton had a Camaro. I had my baby ass Camry. Come on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
That was my thought. But as the days go by, you know, and I'm going through training, my training was 2 months. By the way, I quit a week after my training was over.
Oh,
Because after training,
they was mad.
oh, they were pissed. After training, bro, I sat and I talked to one client, my very first client. And it was weird because the way I answered the phone, when I talked to the client, I was like, hi, you know what I'm saying? Welcome to, or I said, thank you for calling Yardi Systems. This is Emmanuel. How may I help you? They're like, hey, Eman, you know what I'm saying? This is such and such. We're with, cause Yardi specializes in a lot of like housing and utility bills.
I've heard about Yardi before.
Yeah.
So since they were my client, I had to like basically help them get set up and acclimated with the system. We got to talking. It was cool. Helped them out with some stuff on I guess with their rental properties and stuff. But when we hung up the phone, it was a weird feeling because I knew I had to make that same phone call every day for the next 40 years.
Yeah.
It didn't sit right with me. So from that moment, I was just like, bruh, I gotta go. Ironically though, Daka hit me up. He said, yo, I got a gig in South Carolina. I was like, bro, what? He was like, bruh, it's a BMW convention. I was like, bro, get out.
That.
He's like, yeah, bro, you know what I'm saying? You should come. Bring your stuff. Bring your camera. Mind you, I just bought my first camera like a month prior. From Eric Bo.
The 7S or what?
7S2, yeah. I bought it from Eric Bo.
I remember that.
So, had my first camera in my hand. I'm still kind of learning how to shoot. But I already knew how to shoot because I was hanging out with them so much.
Yeah.
So, we pulled up to South Carolina. Mind you, I took a week off of work. I pretended I was sick because my boss was sick. Well, she wasn't sick. She was taking care of her family. So, she was out. So, I was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Since my boss is out, I'm going to leave too.
Right.
So, I just pretended to be sick for a week.
Yeah.
First day, get to South Carolina. It was fun. It was so cool. I'm talking about, I met so many different entrepreneurs there, so many different people, and they were all successful. They were all white. But being in a room full of money when you were just at your job making X amount of dollars, it's almost like you start glitching. Like your whole system starts malfunctioning in your body because you're like, bro, what the hell?
You think different.
Bro, on the whole car ride home,
That's all I can think about.
Bro, I was drafting a letter to my boss. I quit. But I was typing sentences, backspacing. I was like, nah, that doesn't sound right. Like, I didn't know how to quit. I took another 2 days off. My boss hit me up, was like, I haven't seen you in a few days. You okay? I was like, yeah, I haven't been feeling too well. She was like, all right, well, when you come back Monday, bring a doctor's note. I was like, fuck. All right, damn, I ain't got no doctor's note. So I quit. I texted her that same morning. I was supposed to be back at work. I was like, yeah, I'm just keeping it 100. This ain't for me.
I feel that.
And left. And since then, I ain't looked back. And the only things that I've been doing was just, I kept a date in mind. The day that I quit. And on Twitter, every, like, I think 6 months, 8 months, like, I was just posting, like, yeah, it's been 8 months since I left my job. I'm still okay. But it wasn't for me, though. It was for, like, the people. Like, because people really think, like, if I quit my job, I'm going to have nothing. It's over. Bruh.
If you quit your job, you got to know how to, you got to know.
You'll still
what,
be okay.
You got to know what you're doing.
I feel more liberated now that I quit than when I was working a job.
Yeah.
Like, April 2nd, 2019. I walked into my job and I just knew, like, I felt it. Nobody came and said nothing. Like, every morning
they knew you was getting fired.
Yeah. So, like, every morning, or at least the people above me knew. So, I worked hand in hand with them. So, I would walk in. Every morning I walk in, there's something for me to do. There's something on my desk. There's an email with, hey, can you get this done today? Da-da-da. There was nothing. Nobody came by my desk and said anything.
Do you know why they fired you?
Yeah, I know. And it was a buildup of things. I won't say it wasn't I didn't have any fault in it. But at the same time, I feel like it was all supposed to happen. So I'm not mad.
Yeah.
I grew with the tribulations, the trials and tribulations. Like, I grew with it. I grew through what I went through because it helped. Like, I realized very early, like, I hate this fucking job. I don't want to do it.
Do you think you self-sabotaged?
Maybe subconsciously.
I did.
Like, you, because from what I saw, from what I'm sounding like hearing over here is like, you not saying one. The only thing you said good about the job was that you were able to get a car, but then you ended up hating the car. So
It's not that I hated the car. I just hated paying for it.
Yeah. So I'm saying it could have been a, like, subconscious thing where you was like,
I didn't care.
I don't like this job. I don't like going to work.
Definitely. For
like,
sure.
I gotta pay for this thing. I don't like none of this.
Like, it used to, like, I was paying to get doctor's notes to not go to work some days. What? Like, I would go to CVS Minute Clinics. I would make appointments because they had a thing where it was like 2-3 days after the second or third day you had to have a doctor's note to justify being out for that many days. And so I would take 3 sick days and I'd pay the $40 to go to Minute Clinic and get an extra couple. It took nothing to go fake that my stomach was hurting or I got a headache, and that's another 2 days. That's another 2 days covered. I just did not want to go there. I didn't.
I feel you on that. Cause there's some days where I'm driving on the way to work and And I'm just like, I can't do this for like 40 years, 50 years, 60 years.
I got in the parking lot once, and I called my manager. I said, "Hey, I'm not feeling good today. I need to take a mental health day." Bro. And it's just because I didn't want to go in there.
That's what
I just think we're wired different. I just think certain people, like even King Don being here, like I'm not gonna, you ain't gotta talk or nothing, but even like us four in this room right now, like I just think like some people, like even Tommy, right? Tommy said he knew he needed to quit his job when he was calling out almost every single day.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, some people are just built different to where they're not meant to work that certain type of job.
Yeah.
Like me personally, like I'm not built to where like you can tell me what to do. Like
but that's why I said
I hate.
But that's why I said it depends on the company you work for too, because some company cultures are cool as hell. Yeah. So like if I'm working for Google, I'm gonna feel inclusive because I feel like I'm contributing to something big.
No,
because it's Google. But being an entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying, like going through the motions of like, okay, I'm here for somebody else and not myself. That's the hardest part. For me, the biggest thing that I hated about working at my company was feeling replaceable. I didn't like the fact that I could walk in, get fired, and then a week and a half.
Not even a week.
Bro, they will replace me with somebody equally better or less. It doesn't matter, but there's still going to be somebody at my desk.
You could keel over dead.
Bro.
They sweep you up.
Bro.
And then within a week, somebody's in your seat.
Bro,
so
that's I think.
And for that reason, and bro, I'm telling you, when you watch people get laid off.
Bro, it's the scariest thing.
It hits different.
It's the scary.
When people get fired, it hits different. When people quit, it still hits different because what you're so used to is gone. But the company, the bureaucracy under that corporation will continue pushing forward, bro.
Bro, it's the scariest thing to me. Like when I see that, bro, like it's so scary to me that I can, like,
even
at any
CEOs
moment,
are hired and fired.
Like
that's what people don't get.
At any moment, you can do your job perfectly and still get fired. Yeah, companies, like when you sign a contract in the clause, it says like they can fire you for any reason. You could be the best person on your team and still get fired. They don't, bro. Care. And it's so like me personally, like I get what you're saying about the whole Google thing, and like like my cousin used to work for Google. He is like me, but times like 5. Like he can't. He has to do him. Like he does real estate now, so he's literally on his own schedule. But he's balling though. Like he waking up at like he does more work now
because you know what works
doing real estate than when he was working 9 to 5 with Google.
Yeah. It just feels it feels different to make your own money. Yeah. Like it like I don't make I could make more, but I make enough, and I'd rather wake up and work 12 hours a day doing what I do now than to go work 8 hours a day doing what I used to do.
Facts. Like. I remember I was complaining to my girl like in February. I think it was February, like beginning of February, and I was like, "Man, I want to do these shoots." And then I had to slap myself. I was like, "Whoa, I am tripping! Like this is what I begged for. Like I begged for a weekend full of shooting where I make literally stacks. Like I was like, I begged for this. Like this time last year, I couldn't even get someone to shoot with me. Now I got people like now I'm overbooking myself. Like I literally begged for this, and my girl was like, "But like, isn't this what you wanted?"
Don't ask for the plate to be full if you're not ready.
And you don't. And I had to realize that. So every time after that, I said yes to everything that was in my alley. I did say no to some things. I was like, I don't really.
Every dollar ain't good a dollar.
I was like, I don't really do that. Some girl asked for a photo shoot. I was like, it was a weird photo shoot. I don't want to say what it was. I was like, I'm not the one for you.
Like an OnlyFans shoot.
And I was like, that's not what I do. I was like, nah, if you want, like some fashion, I was like, we could work on that. But yeah, but like just to wrap it up, and because we've been talking for a minute, boy. Yeah, look at the time. But just to wrap it up, just give me your boys' closing thoughts on business, low capitalism, a little like entrepreneurship, and go about your day or your night.
I'll say that I don't think entrepreneurship is for everybody. It's a long, rough, and rugged journey, and it's not easy. But when you take that leap, and if you're one of the ones that decides to take that leap, then you're gonna open your eyes to a different realm of possibilities.
Facts.
I was raised in a household where it was go to college and get a degree and get a good job. So when I told people that it started as I wanted to be a doctor, I wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon when I came to school.
Mm-hmm.
Then it started as electrical. Then it went to electrical engineer. I let so many people down when I said I wanted to be an electrical engineer instead of a doctor. And now I'm telling people like, yeah, I'm gonna get my degree, but I'm not even gonna use it. It does nothing for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to wake up and go work at a company 9 to 5 and they tell me what my time is worth. They say me being here 2,080 hours in a year is worth $60,000. No, I'd rather work 3,000 hours in that same year, make 50,000, and do it when I want to.
I love it.
So be you, be great. 3Cs LLC on Instagram. Follow me, Campbell Custom Creations. You dream it, we make it. So we bring everything but the kitchen sink.
Sheesh.
That was a good promo right
I
there.
gotta follow up with that. Damn. My take on it. I feel like, yeah, what Trevor said, not everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur, and that's okay. For those that are thinking about it, for those that are watching people do it, you just gotta ask the question how. And it doesn't matter what venture, like even if it's basket weaving, I don't care. You just gotta ask that question how.
It's a market for everything.
Facts. And act upon everything, even a pet rock. Remember that. Yeah, and just act on it. Do it. Try it out. If it doesn't work, it's okay. It's okay to fail. It's okay to fail again and again because the one time that you do succeed, it's gonna be tenfold and it's gonna be worth it. So for me, kind of what Trevor said, I started off when I came to school, I wanted to be a neurosurgeon.
What?
Yeah, yeah. Because I loved how the mind works. I love the brain as a whole. I love studying the brain. So for me, going from that, to where the whole family was like, yeah, like he's gonna be successful because he's doing this route. And being African, they love that doctor route.
Nice job, boy.
You know what I'm saying? So going from that to switching my degree and saying, okay, I want to do business. And it kind of shook the world I lived in.
Ruffle some feathers with that one, boy.
Ruffled the whole bird.
For years. So school wasn't necessarily the easiest thing, but I knew what I wanted. And then towards graduation, I realized I might not use this degree because it ain't really for me. I like doing things on my own. I like working for myself. I like hustling to get it. I don't know why. I can't explain it. It's just something within me. So to those that still have that to those who have that same feeling, yeah, just ask the question how and try. If you fail, it's cool. And just watch the creation, watch the magic. I am probably gonna be one of the hottest directors to ever step foot in Hollywood. Eman the creator, remember that. And support the gang, support the team. Neighborhood Rejects, neighborhoodrejects.com. A beautiful black-owned business.
And I just want people to get from this, just try. Like, that's my biggest thing, like, with black entrepreneurship. Just try. Just do it. If you fail, okay, I'm sorry, it sucked. Let's keep going. Like, and it's not for everyone, like Eman said. Trev said, it's not for everybody. But just try it. It's like, if you want to change the community, someone's got to step up and do it. Like, we need a Jeff Bezos.
You don't get anywhere you're going if you don't start.
Yeah, you don't get anywhere you're going if you don't start. I might got to put that as my caption or something. I don't know. That's kind of dope. But just try. Like, just do it. Like, we can be better. We are, like, we got so much money in the community. We can be better. We can do better. Just try. Shout out to All In Records, King Don, the DJ, best DJ on the planet. If you need a DJ, book him. And All In Records, they're great, doing me good. And this was the second. Look,
I'll say real quick. For those people that do decide to pursue their own business, even if you don't give back any money, the least you can do is be a role model to somebody under you.
Help somebody out.
Just help. That's literally
it takes
advice.
Nothing. Yeah. It takes no money to help somebody out. It takes no money to be a good person.
Facts.
Remember that.
Yeah.
That's facts. And this has been Devin on Man versus episode 2, Black Capitalism, Black Entrepreneurship. Y'all have a good time.